Welcome on in, everybody, to the Nontendo podcast. I'm here with a incredibly pregnant, wonderful lady, Kimberly Toon.
Wow.
You are. Thank you so much for joining us today. I don't know how much time we have with you.
In general?
No, today because you said that you got like an hour of like comfortable sitting time.
I can sit upright for an hour. That's what I've got in the tank right now. Yeah. An hour.
And Ham? That's not Ham.
No.
I'm not
Who
Ham.
the hell is that over there? Who's that stranger in the house?
Hello.
You got Max
It's
back.
me. I don't have a lower thirds, but you guys recognize me.
We've gone
I'm that
full
one
Max.
guy. Yeah.
They might. I mean, honestly, might recognize you because it's been a while.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
I think it's been since like October.
Yeah.
yeah,
we told
it's
you, like,
just-
the week we found out we were pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just been a while.
It's been a minute.
Max has been behind the scenes diligently making all of the TikToks and helping put together show docs every week. So he's still part of the crew, but lives in Brooklyn and doesn't come down all the time like Ham does. So, but you're welcome.
I
to.
live in Queens, actually.
Sorry.
It's
That's
okay.
further.
Sorry.
I'm closer to Ham than
It's all
anything.
New York, you know.
It's New York.
no.
It's New York.
No, I know. It's very, very different places.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Sure,
it's like hitting the intro. Let's just do that.
It is like that. If I can remember.
Hello. All right. So, what's been going on? What's happened? What do you want to talk about?
Oh, I know what you want to talk about.
No, what do you mean?
A lot of things have happened recently.
What's happened? What's happened in the last 24?
Oh, you know, just the whole Switch 2 situation.
Been
Yeah.
pretty slow. Been pretty slow.
It's been a slow news day, I
Oh,
think,
yeah.
actually.
You think there's not
Yeah.
enough to talk about?
I don't know. For a Nintendo-themed podcast, I have heard some really exciting PlayStation stuff, if you want to dive into that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure that everybody in the comments really wants to talk about PlayStation.
I think there was
right
an
now.
Xbox showcase, if you'd like to maybe...
What did they showcase?
Oh, you know, a new controller skin.
An empty box.
No. All right. So the Switch 2 Direct was yesterday. It was an hour long. Now, I doubt that there's many people watching this podcast right now. By the way, if everything looks and sounds good, let us know because we set this up without Ham. Which means it should.
Wow.
No.
not
I'm
nice.
kidding.
Bam, 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 bam.
Well, what was that cut you just did?
Nothing.
Oh.
Did something change?
No, I think never mind. What Ham just like through the echoes of time, the cord for the monitor must have come out and went back in or like glitched for a second.
The only thing I did, I wanted to see chat. So because you asked if we were good, so I clicked
Oh,
on the
right.
thing, so maybe
Okay.
it blinked.
Yeah, it
Oh,
probably
maybe.
blinked.
But I don't think it blinked for that.
because I have full access to like what you're doing, I think.
They're
I
saying
don't
that
know.
Kim's a little quiet, but other than
Yeah,
that,
Kim's
everything
quiet
was
my
good.
because
fault.
she's got the regular mic and she
That's
whispers.
a perpetual issue for me.
But you know, we're doing
She's low in real life.
Doing what we
She's
can.
quiet
That's
in
true.
real life.
Yeah.
so yeah,
My
I
natural volume.
I don't know what the Venn diagram is of people that only listen to the podcast that don't, you know, follow me and haven't watched my stream from yesterday or my video follow-up reactions. I'm working under the knowledge that you've seen all of that, but at the same time, let me give you a rundown. So, Switch 2 event went live 9 a.m. yesterday. Live stream my reaction to it if you didn't see it. I thought it was awesome. Like, it was really incredible. It was everything I wanted it to be. I made a bingo sheet leading up to it, and not only did we hit bingo, but there wasn't many squares left unchecked.
Oh, wow.
Like, really, it was really exactly what I thought, but also so much more. Like, it hit a point in the direct where it just kept going and, like, other stuff was happening.
Yeah,
Like,
I saw a lot of people say they got things they weren't even expecting
there
to
was
get.
there was insane, Kim. There was, you know, Elden Ring?
Yeah.
The people
Do you
that
know
make
Elden Ring?
the people that make that game, they're FromSoft. You know FromSoft?
Yes.
Okay. You know they make
You
dark,
know
they make
games?
you know like Dark Souls.
Have you had your eyes open for the last 2
not
years?
only
Have you
is
met me?
not only is Elden Ring launching on Switch like at launch, which
Yeah.
I already thought would be really cool. FromSoft is making a brand new
Yeah, Switch
game
exclusive,
that's
yeah.
exclusive
Yeah.
to the Like moments like that,
That's
I was
pretty
like,
cool.
what is happening?
I want to know what the theme's gonna be.
So, question about that. Do you know? It said it's like dusk blood.
Dusk Bloods,
Dusk
yeah.
blood. So is it bloodborne? Is
So
it related
what-
to that? It's like
I mean,
souls.
we can ask chat, but my understanding here is that Bloodborne is like a PlayStation IP because it was made for
okay.
Sony. It's kind of like an
Okay.
exclusive.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, but
It's like you can
Yes.
copy
Yeah.
my homework, but just change it a little bit.
it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, there
this
you go.
isn't a sequel, but also it's got blood in the name.
yeah.
kind of
We
vibe.
like the word blood.
But it also, there's some elements to it that
Yeah.
look kind of like off the wall too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a similar vibe in game.
yeah.
Cool.
Which actually kind of makes sense in a weird way because like it's a PlayStation 4 game. Graphically, it's going to look probably pretty in line with it on this
Yeah.
new console. So it's going to feel like a spiritual successor, I think, either way.
Yeah.
Kim is glowing. I know. She is gorgeous.
That's sweat,
she
my
is
guy.
flowing. She is beautiful.
It's a hot flash, bro.
And she is just going to make it through tomorrow. Just at least tomorrow.
That's the mantra at this point. Hold the baby in until Saturday.
just clench. You
That's
know?
everything that we're working towards right now. Just don't have it tomorrow.
Saturday, golden.
Yeah, perfect. Great time.
You're in a very positive mood for someone who's that pregnant.
She's doing great. She's honestly doing great.
Mentally, I'm fine. It's just physically, I'm done.
Come night, she's
do it
usually
no
pretty grumbled.
Well, yeah, because I've eaten by then.
Well, you've eaten, and then the baby's like really active, and you're just
Yeah.
trying to relax,
Well,
and
you
your back
also-
hurts from the day.
you
and
can't lay down. Once you
No.
eat, you're screwed for
Sleeping's
like 4 hours.
difficult, so-
Heartburn is a mess.
But once you get moving in the day, you're,
Oh yeah!
you're
as
really
soon as
good.
I wake up, everything resets, and I'm like, "This is great" for like 5 hours, and I'm like, "I gotta go to bed now."
Yeah, I'm really proud of you. It's crazy how well you've managed this, considering still considering everything. But the moment we found out and the meltdown we were having, this is pretty good.
Yeah,
Done pretty good.
I think the meltdown was pretty mild considering.
It was mild, considering.
Considering
someone
the
asked
world
for-
is ending.
We just went, "Oh no!"
Someone
that was
asked
pretty much
for
it.
baby release date, and it's gonna be pretty much like right in between the wait for Switch 2 from here.
Yeah,
So
Interesting.
the Switch to 2 is June 5th, and our due date is May 1st.
Yeah.
But, and I know we're still technically a month from that, but we said this before, every time we talk to a doctor, they say she's further along. And you know, babies, they can come
they
early.
just show up whenever.
So-
So, it's, as long as he doesn't show up tomorrow, we're good.
All right, let's get back on track, baby. So yeah, we had the event. It was great. It was really fantastic, and we can talk about that more. There's elements in it that I would love to flesh out, and I'd love to know what Kim and Max think of the direct. But it was very shortly after that people started to turn.
Oh, I saw some complaining. I did.
Yeah, it's honestly mostly negative online. It is.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's the title of this episode is "Has the Switch 2's price destroyed the hype?" And I think for a lot of people it has. In fact, I'd be
Well-
curious to know in chat, if it has affected the hype for you.
I would stand to argue that it would be bad regardless because of, the prices of everything right now. It's kind of hard to justify a new system when groceries
It was more and we could talk about it and we'll just dive straight in, but it was more the nickel and diming of the entire situation. So from what I can tell and the vibe online, and also like I made a video last night late about the prices of stuff and I got a lot of feedback and they were all in line with what I was thinking. And it kind of showed me that people are actually okay with the system being $450.
It makes sense because that's just what consoles cost.
Well, yeah, people don't really have a problem with that. Like obviously anything being cheaper ever is better.
Yeah.
But I think people understand that this console is pushing 120 frames. It's providing 4K. It's got a beautiful screen. It's a really nice piece of hardware. And if you compare it to like the Steam Deck or other consoles on the market, it's in line for price. Like I don't think anyone's really complaining there. Where it's getting really wacky is like video games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is $80.
Well, we predicted there would be a price hike on the games.
But not
Just
$80.
sucks, Yeah.
No,
You
no
said
one.
70.
Huh?
You said 70.
Well,
What's your guess?
okay, so games are 70 now.
Yeah.
Oh, are they?
So PlayStation and Xbox games have made the jump
They
to
were so
70.
The new like triple four.
But-
A,
God.
what is
Yeah.
it? Triple.
Anything. All new games are 70 now.
Quadruple A,
The
yeah.
price of new games is 70.
Yeah.
Nintendo has been the holdout, keeping things at 60.
Oh.
Tears of the Kingdom is their only $70 game, and they justified that by saying they've been working on it for 5 years.
Okay.
But what we've come to expect from Nintendo is 60. No one other than like when Ubisoft releases a game and there's a $70 version and then like a $100 deluxe version, no one's done 80.
Yikes.
And Nintendo out of nowhere are the people of all people that were like, this one's 80. Yikes. So that was kind of a red flag. And my point on that game is, since it's the only one that's 80 right now, like Donkey Kong is 70. So clearly Nintendo are going up to 70 like the rest of the industry. Since that's the only one that's 80, let's at least like wait and see if they can justify it. Like maybe they're doing a Mario Kart focused direct on the 17th. So maybe they'll tell us like that it comes with like an expansion pack where like we're going to give you at the start of each quarter or the start of every year, we're going to give you an extra content. And that extra $10 is like a fee
like a subscription
to cover that. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
You know, but if they just like, no, it's 80, and also there'll be DLC and you got to pay for it.
Oh yeah, if the DLC is included in the $80 price, then
so that's just what I'm thinking. That's just my
that's how you would justify
pun not intended, pumping the brakes. Yeah. Because letting off the gas. You get it? Mm-hmm. Jumping out of the cart. I made that one up. That's all me.
Oh, Kart references.
Yeah. That's just my caveat because like it's the only one that's 80, so I just want to know. But even if they come out and they're like, I don't know if this one will fly, but if they're like, it's normal, but we've been working on this for 10 years, so we made it 80. I don't even know if that flies.
The fact that it's getting its own direct tells me there's more information that you don't have yet about the game.
Well, yeah, they're going to break down the game. They do that for their big releases now.
Well, but they'll probably explain the price, I would imagine.
Well, I'm saying I hope they do. They might not. Because here's the thing about this direct is that they didn't talk about prices of anything.
Yeah.
Oh.
They didn't even reveal the price of the console in the direct, which is usually they do.
I thought that's where people got the price from.
No,
it was like
got
hours
listed
later
after,
that they got listed
on the website.
Okay.
So it was bizarre that they didn't want to talk about prices. And then the only thing in the direct where they mentioned there would be a price for something that was really bizarre is they have this pack-in game. In fact, let me pull it up. Do you know what that game is called? Because I want to show it for reference here.
Pack-in?
The Nintendo Switch 2.
So while you do that, can I ask you a question? A lot of people are saying it in the chat, so maybe we can just jump into it real fast. Maybe we can go back to it. But is you think these prices and maybe the reason it wasn't included in the direct itself is because of these tariff situation, and they needed to like figure out how much these tariffs were going to cost like Japanese products?
So at first I was like, that has to be it. I've kind of turned on that decision, and I don't think that it is, but I'm not sure, and I'll tell you why. Right now, if you want. There's like no like little individual trailer for this welcome tour thing. Here, just cut to my screen for me.
You got
and
it.
Remind me to go back to tariffs. This is a 25-minute long video for something that was 30 seconds in the direct. So I'm just going to show you this screen. Okay. It's a little 3D model of the controller, and you play a little character, and you can walk up onto it. And there's little like notes around, and if you read one, it'll be like, this works with magnets, and the Joy-Con connects with a magnet to go into here, into here, into here. And while everyone was watching it, teaching you, they're like, this is a little game. Everyone was like, oh, they brought back a pack-in game. Kind of boring, you know, not like Wii Sports was like really fun. Right. But it's like a little free game to teach you about the thing. And then at the end, it goes, a paid app.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
That's what I mean, Kim. That's where I'm like, a lot of these weird little money things killed a lot of hype for the event. And it's like, oh, that's paid, that's paid, that's paid. If I want to buy this $450 system and then put my Breath of the Wild in and play it in 4K 60 frames, I've got to pay to enhance it.
That's what I was saying to you. That
I
was
know.
the main complaint that I saw, and I agree with that. I understand.
You can cut away.
Like, why they would have to upgrade it or whatever, but like, yeah, somebody said something about Kirby, that there's going to be a new expansion DLC for that, and then you would have to pay to upscale the game you already have and then also pay for the DLC. And it's like,
Yeah, so I want to talk about the tariffs, but while we're here, Keep putting a pin in Tariffs. Let me get back there.
Yep.
The enhanced
Chat's
things.
reminding us.
I enhance things. I broke down this way in my video and in my brain. There are a bunch of. Oh, I should have had better notes pulled up. Let me pull up my own video.
Okay.
There are a bunch of free games that are getting enhancements. Actually, I can Google that, I think.
Like games that
Nintendo Switch 2
games that you already
free
own, you're saying by free.
update games.
So if we own them on Switch 1, you're talking about those will get free upgrades.
Here you go. You can pull this up on the screen.
So these are getting free
So
enhancements?
all of these get free enhancements. You don't
Okay.
have to pay.
Okay.
So
All right.
ARMS, Toad, Mario Odyssey,
Right.
Super Mario.
But that's
Obviously,
if you own those games.
if you own them, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't play it enhanced if you don't own it.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
mean, it's still not. They're still not packing in a game.
Well, no, but we're moving on from that.
Okay.
Yeah. So these all have free enhancements. Obviously, I made a point in my video, but Scarlet and Violet would be insane if they release those all crappy and broken, and then they're like, $20, we'll fix it for you. So there are obviously free ones, which are good. The ones that are charging you, and you can cut away again, are ones like Kirby, what's the other one? Mario Jamboree.
Breath of the Wild.
And Mario Jamboree, they've added new mini games that use the mouse. They use the mini games with the camera, mini games that use. They didn't really talk about this, but the Joy-Cons have HD Rumble too. It's like a new HD Rumble. Apparently, it's better and does more. And they have mini games that utilize that, and a new mode. And then Kirby adds an extra mission. And then Breath of the Wild. So we'll get to that in a second. But like for those two, for example, you pay $10 more. You get extra. It's like DLC, and it's also 4K 60.
So
Now.
Is that a separate charge?
Now that's the thing. I have now thinking about this. Can you get the 4K 60 without paying and not get the DLC, like the extra stuff? And I don't know the answer to that, and I don't think so. I wonder. Like, do you guys get chat? Maybe look this up for me. Do my research for me, because I've been thinking about this now that Kim's mentioning it. Let's say Scarlet and Violet is free, no extra content, so you get the 4K 60 for free or whatever. Kirby, what if I don't want the extra mission, but I want to play it in 4K? Do I still have to buy the enhancement pack?
Well, I was asking if it's two separate prices. That was the part where
No.
I was like, okay.
No, $10 for the whole thing.
Well, that's better. I
Well,
was
yeah.
worried they were going to charge.
Oh, that's what you
upgrade,
meant.
And then also, if you want the DLC, pay us more money.
I thought
Like,
people were
that's what I thought.
complaining that I don't want the extra mission, but why is mine not going to be in 4K 60 unless I pay for that?
So
That's going to be a lot of people's
I
problems.
think the
with
whole
it.
thing is going to be a little confusing and a lot of testing things on
I
launch.
really feel like it's
Well,
going to be. Yeah.
One thing I can confirm, at least, I mean, not with proof right now, but I know I read it earlier today that if a lot of these free games, a lot of these upgraded games like Kirby and Metroid, if you have Nintendo Online, it comes free. So kind of like the
Okay,
Animal
so
Crossing
yeah,
DLC.
The answer, so yes.
So if you
Mario-
already have Nintendo Online,
only
you know what I
for
mean?
Zelda right now.
I heard it was also Metroid and Kirby.
So-
see, okay, I could be wrong. but
That's what I mean by it's all very confusing. There is an image, and I don't know what to Google to find it. God, I should have had notes for this. So there's on the website, it talks about the enhancement packs.
Right.
There's a picture of Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Metroid, and Kirby. And then it says enhancement packs, some will be included in Nintendo Switch Online, like the titles Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So that's in writing, but then above it, there's also a picture of Metroid and a picture of Kirby.
Right.
So I don't know. The wording only mentions Breath of the Wild and
The
Tears of the
wording
Kingdom.
is a little bit
So
suspicious. 'cause,
I'm not sure, and I don't know if it's confirmed. And people in chat might say yes, it is, but they might be working off the knowledge of those two pictures as well.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's confirmation, but it does look like it, to be fair.
Yeah.
All we know for sure, though, in writing, is that you get the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom enhancements for free if you have the expansion pack Nintendo Switch Online service, which I do.
Right, which most people have.
And someone in chat said, you're saying $10. How do you know it's $10 to get the enhancement? I know that, or at least I'm assuming that. Sorry, guys, my laptop is so slow, but I'll see if I can find it. Nintendo Switch 2 game prices, because everybody's been sharing this image of the prices of the games. And in those images, there's the Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild enhanced editions, and they're both $10 more than their Switch counterpart. So I'm just doing math.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Like maybe maybe paying to upgrade one you already have and not buying a whole thing outright is more. But my assumption is that would be ridiculous and that it has to be $10 if the price of the game brand new with the enhanced is... Here we go.
There it is.
So yeah, you can cut to this.
You got it.
So as you can see, well, as you probably can't see because it's so small, but Breath of the Wild
Real hard.
enhanced here is 70 and Tears of the Kingdom enhanced here is 80.
Is that what the boxes are gonna look like?
Yeah, that's another thing. I know.
Ugly.
Have you seen the cart, the actual cartridges?
Okay, I want to talk about that too.
There's so much fun stuff.
There's so much to talk about, but let me
I
get
saw
to
some complaints about the carts too.
me
So when you
too.
get to that,
Me
I
too.
would
We're going to
tell
talk
you
about all
why.
of it because I haven't had a chance to break some of that down. You can cut away. Let me do tariffs. So immediately my gut response was yes, because someone pointed out there is a Japanese version of the Nintendo Switch 2. It's only in Japanese. Like it's like you can't switch it to
Region
English. No, it's region locked, but also like the language is Japanese. And it's $400 once you equate for the yen transferal. So if you're in Japan, you can get a $400 Nintendo Switch. Now, my initial gut feeling and a lot of analysts' gut feeling leading up to this was the Switch 2 was going to be $400. It's just the price that made sense. And $450 was like, oh, that's a little more than we expected. And Japan has a $400, but we have a $450. And there's no way we can get the $400 one because it's region locked. So clearly they don't want us getting the cheaper one. Exactly. Why is that? Tariffs. Yes. That was my initial gut reaction, but if you think just a little bit more, it breaks instantly when you remember that America isn't the only other country in the world. And there's, I know it's a crazy thought.
That's tough to do. That's tough to do.
There's also Canada, and there's Europe, and there's other Europes, there's Australia, and they all have this American $450 price.
Also, somebody in the chat said something that blew what I said out of the water, and they said that you can't tariff an online downloadable. So.
No, I don't think you can, yeah.
Yeah, so.
And also, but I want to keep talking about tariffs quickly, even though that's pretty much the end of it.
Is tariff a verb, by the way? I don't know.
The $90 physical, by the way, is a myth. It's not real. The US $90 physical Mario Kart, that is misinformation that's being spread. There was some European $90 Euro physical version.
And the conversion is...
The conversion is whatever, but people just heard 90 and they were like, oh, the physical's 90. And for some reason, everybody ran with that. But there is no confirmed 90 physical. And if you go to Best Buy and look up Mario Kart World physical, it's $80 on Best Buy. As far as we know, that physical is not $10 more. It might be more in your country, I don't know. But for America, at least, the only country that there is, the only one that matters. No, I'm kidding, of course. I'm Australian. Don't forget that. I can make those jokes. I lived in Canada for 2 years, too. My heart goes out to both places.
You're American, damn it.
I am American, though. It's 80 here. You know what I mean? All right. Tariffs situation. I think the other point I was going to make is a lot of people have said, and sorry if I paraphrase this or get this wrong, so why is the Japanese one cheaper? And it's apparently to do with the Japanese yen just being so weak right now. And something happened with PlayStation 5 where Sony kind of screwed. I read this on Twitter. I could be wrong. But Sony kind of left Japan behind when they released the PlayStation 5. And like it was like really expensive for Japan. So this apparently is Nintendo's way of kind of like helping Japanese consumers when the yen is so bad, actually being able to afford. Right. So it's more about Japan than it is America. Now, that doesn't mean that tariffs aren't going to hit this eventually. I'm, spoiler alert, and this is all I'm going to say, talking with Satisfy about something right now, and his product comes from China, and he has a price in mind for something, and I don't know if it might be more. So
yeah, because he's going to get charged for tax and all that.
Tariffs.
And also for shipping.
So some people that you might even watch a podcast for are actively dealing with tariffs on a product. And this could still happen to Nintendo too. Yeah. So the 450 might end up becoming even more.
I sent you an article on
don't know.
Tariffs.
You saw one?
No, I sent you one on Discord.
Oh, where'd you send it?
On Discord. It's Kotaku. I also sent you some funny memes if you wanted to show those.
I know, you've sent so much in the Discord.
But I just sent it, like, brand new. Like, I resent it.
Some funny memes. Yeah, I see the funny memes. All right, hold on. Let me load this up. I like that the thumbnail image of this article is the Switch and Trump just going like this.
Yeah.
All right, what is this? This is from Kotaku. This is fresh on my desk. I haven't read this. Trump shocks with massive new tariffs that could make Switch 2 cost more than $600. Wait, what?
That's what they're saying.
Updated 3 hours ago.
Yeah, because they just added more tariffs yesterday.
It could be increased by as much as $90. The Trump administration revealed a new 10% across-the-board tariff for foreign imports, as well as the bevy of reciprocal tariffs aimed at individual countries, and the president claims are unfairly. Oh, yeah, we don't need to hear his shit. The price hikes are going into effect on April 5th. April 5th?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very soon.
Yeah, that's not even. This isn't even.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like.
No, you're
bum
fine. It's important.
but-
It's important. This is honestly a whole nother level of hype destroying.
Yeah.
Because if it hits 600, this is the thing that's really upsetting. I don't know what's the worst part in this. Let's focusing on the Switch. Focusing on just the Switch. I have been championing this launch for so long. I've been so excited for it, and I truly believed it was going to be Nintendo's biggest launch like ever. I've been really saying that I think it's going to be bigger than Switch. Even after the Direct and seeing people's reaction to the prices of everything, and people saying they're like not going to pre-order it and they're going to wait and they're going to blah, 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 which valid, by the way.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, it's happening. Wii U is happening. I feel like I'm actively witnessing maybe not what I thought. And then if this comes in, it's dead in the water. Like,
Who can afford a $600
That's-
console
that's-
in this
that's-
economy? I don't know.
that's RIP to at least to beating the Switch 1 launch.
Oh, 100%.
That's
the
game
launch
over.
Is toast. Yeah.
That is game over. Like,
Eventually they'll sell it.
Yeah,
but
maybe like eventually, like in 3.5 years, we might be able to reset this price a little bit, and or even like eventually maybe Nintendo can figure something out and we can get rolling. Like with the 3DS, they like once it failed. I don't know if you know this, Kim, but the 3DS was notoriously very expensive at launch, and it bombed.
Well, yeah, because it was
And
one
then
of the
they-
first
and then
handhelds
after,
to
like,
cost that much.
A year, they cut the price in half,
Yeah.
and then the 3DS ended up becoming one of the best-selling consoles of all time.
Maybe they'll do the ambassador program.
The
Maybe we'll get one
ambassador
of those.
Switch. That'd
Yeah.
be sick.
The
Well,
tariff.
you
The
could-
tariff program.
So when that happened, Kim, and they cut the price, if you bought a Switch early, a 3DS early before the price cut, you were able to, for free, go on the eShop and download like 10 games or something.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
It wasn't your choice of games, but yes, they were like 12 or 15. I think it was a
like
lot.
They just gave you a ton of.
Yeah.
I have an
Nice.
Ambassador 3DS in this house somewhere.
Yeah, I did too.
I don't know where. I
Not in
bought
this
it.
house, but yeah.
I bought
Are
it
they worth
pre-owned.
more, or is it just?
No, they just come with a bunch of games
No,
on it.
and
Oh,
the
okay.
3DS is actually so hackable now. So
Yeah, it
no,
doesn't
I
really-
don't
it doesn't
think
really
it's
even
anymore.
matter.
Anything on this,
But
yeah.
back in the day, I bought one post-apocalypse for it,
Yeah.
and it just came with like 15 games. I was like, this
pretty
is
cool.
sick. I
Yeah.
bought a 3DS with like 16 games.
I hate to also bring up the fact that I was a little bit disappointed by the lack of new games. I hate to say no games, but
You're on your own.
you weren't.
You're on your own.
I mean, how many
each
new
their own,
games
and I love
did
you for it, but-
they reveal in total?
You what?
How many new games did they reveal in
Well,
total?
two big
So many.
titles.
Yeah, 2 big ones, but like
Let's
new
see.
ones, like not on
Well, but
any
think
other
about how
console.
sparing they are when they tell you about new games regularly. It's
Yeah.
like every couple months they go, by the way, here's a few. You know?
So-
they just give you a little.
I just thought for the new Direct, because it's a new console that they would show us like.
You're out of control. You're literally. I don't know what happened to you. The Switch 1 presentation. 8 years ago was also 1 hour long.
Yeah.
It had 5 games in it total. Yeah.
And then, but I'm talking about the Nintendo. Like you can only get for a Nintendo Switch 2. How
Yeah.
many games were announced?
Like 6? I can't remember.
I'm sorry. We don't have to.
Let me
I
come
don't
at
mean
it.
to derail.
No. Let me come at it a different way for you.
Guys,
So,
it's my first time on the podcast. I'm sorry.
no. I'll come.
keep derailing.
Your opinion is the same as a lot of people. It's just I'm trying to figure out how to break this down.
Okay.
So for an opening direct, like
Yeah.
when they're doing like an opening presentation direct, they really want to focus on launch. Because if you do too many like, oh, and in 2 years we're gonna have a new Animal Crossing, and in in this
can't tell
amount
me
of
that
time
this soon.
we're doing a new F-Zero and like blah blah blah. A lot of people are gonna be like, I'll get it in 2 years then.
Yeah.
I'll wait then. Like
Right.
it's really about driving focus
coming
on
out
that
when it
launch
comes
window.
out.
It's like that first couple months, and when you're releasing a console and a big game like Mario Kart, you kind of want to focus people in towards that, and you don't want to give them too much and overexpose it and overwhelm them. So you get like a bunch of third-party stuff, you get a couple new IPs kind of in launch, and then you get another one a couple months later, then you get one at holiday season. But you don't really want to overwhelm your consumers early on with too much choice, or like just too much for further on, because you're asking for a lot of money at that point.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I could see where you're coming from. I still feel like, at least for me, there wasn't enough to like buy the console at launch.
That's okay if you didn't see what you wanted. So to answer your question, I don't know. This is a bad article.
I can also do Googling for you and send stuff in Discord.
Yeah, this laptop is so slow. But off the top of my head, obviously we got a brand new Dark Souls style Bloodborne game, which is one of the most popular like series of games right now, and no one saw that coming.
Yeah,
Obviously,
Mario
we
Kart.
have the Mario Kart,
Donkey
which we
Kong.
got a big look at. We got a brand new open world Donkey Kong. So that's three
something
The Donkey Kong looks great.
So
the
that's
Donkey Kong looks awesome.
right off the rip. We got an announcement of a new Kirby Air Riders, a new Kirby game, the first
didn't
one
see that
in,
one.
in 20 years, and that's a Sakurai developed game. I know it's not technically anything new, but we did get a look and a reveal and a reveal date for Silksong, which
Yeah,
is
a lot of people were excited.
one of the
about that.
biggest things that people have been waiting for an extremely long time. Can you cut to my laptop just to show how slow it is?
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm not. I said that in a tone of frustration with the laptop, not you.
Okay.
Because it's ridiculous. I'm trying to scroll, and it's
It's very
absolutely
bad.
ridiculous. And I would argue that like while it's not a game, getting an announcement of 4K 60 and 120 frame capability is as exciting as any single game reveal, because that means whatever games get revealed later, whatever you're playing on it now, you're gonna have a 4K 60 and 120 frame experience. Like, to me, that's as exciting of an announcement as anything else. Personally, Mario Kart World and more. What's the and more? Why is the article so long? Why can't I not just have a
Trying to get
list?
a recipe.
Yeah,
swear to
I
God.
was looking for the list as well. I'm gonna keep looking.
Breath of the Wild in
Metroid, that was the
4K,
other one.
Metroid 4. I mean, we did already know about that. I mean, I think those were the biggest things there. And again, like if you go back to the Switch 1 presentation as a comparison, we had Mario Odyssey, Zelda, which obviously we knew about already, Splatoon 2, FIFA, and Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
You know, in a 1 hour time span. And in this one, we got Welcome Tour.
It's almost like this version's 1-2 Switch should have been included.
Well, 1-2 Switch was $70.
I know. I remember getting it pre-owned at GameStop. And
I know,
returning
we
it
went.
The next day
Yeah, we
'cause
went and
I'm
so
not
that was one of the
spending
first things we did as a couple, actually, because that was like 8 years ago.
that. Yeah, it was.
We went and got 1-2 Switch. We took it
Played
back
it.
to your house.
Yeah.
We played it with your pop, which is
Yeah.
one of my favorite memories of playing with your
Oh,
pop.
he
To be
loved it.
honest,
He thought it was
loved it. We
great.
played the sandwich game with him.
Yeah.
I love that memory actually. But I knew as soon as we were done with that,
Yeah.
that we were
Played it
done.
and
We
we're
were
like,
done
nah,
with that,
take it
and we
back.
took it right back. Let me ask you, Max. Do you have a problem with people in wheelchairs?
No, I don't actually.
Because one of the new IPs that were revealed was this game where people are in wheelchairs.
Why would you ask
They
me
said
that?
you
Don't
got
just
TikTok.
ask me that and then
I just-
move on. I love people in wheelchairs.
I was just checking because you said you weren't excited.
not in
Oh,
wheelchairs.
Max, can you cut to my screen?
You got it.
Can you look me in the eye after looking at my screen?
Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna send you this one
Oh,
link.
right.
And then
I already
will
got it.
love to make-
I'm already on it.
Oh, I'm on another link. There you go.
Yeah.
Go
Look
for
at
it.
the screen.
I'm looking.
Now go full screen on you.
Full screen on me.
Full screen on
Full
you.
screen on me. I'm here.
That doesn't do it for you?
The GameCube. Yeah, I mean, dude, the only time I truly gasped is at the Soul Calibur. When I saw Soul Calibur, I definitely
Yeah.
lost my breath. That was very exciting.
And then we got Final Fantasy VII, Elden Ring, and Cyberpunk coming at launch. I don't know what you're looking for. What would you want?
You want Animal Crossing. That's
Yeah,
what you
I just want another like Nintendo focused Nintendo IP.
Can
I
you
don't
cut
know.
to the screen?
You're giving me a
There's
lot.
a new
of stuff to
Zelda.
do.
We got a new Zelda as well.
It's Hyrule Warriors.
And Hyrule
though.
Warriors was
Are we
sick.
exciting about Hyrule
Yes,
Warriors?
Age of Calamity was awesome.
I mean,
It was
okay.
the first time we ever got an expansive look at like a cinematic Zelda universe. It told such an epic story involving love and time travel.
I mean, maybe I'm just not the
It's
right.
just not the one you want.
Yeah, it's, just
you
not,
know?
it's not what I wanted.
I
It's not what I
understand.
wanted.
Had they announced
Can you cut to the
Animal
screen?
Crossing, I would have been more excited.
We are on the
After
screen. You're
years of
confusing me
waiting,
now.
we got all 4 chapters of Deltarune revealed.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, yeah.
That's actually
No, but-
actually a big
okay,
one.
Listen, no, Deltarune is awesome. I'm very excited. But the thing I'm saying is that like that you can get on your Steam Deck, which a lot of people are comparing the price of this Switch to the Steam Deck. So all I'm saying is I was just looking forward to just 1 or 2 more of like
Yeah, you just
specific
didn't get what you
Nintendo.
wanted.
Everything other than Deltarune is on Switch exclusive, from what I just read out.
Yeah, you read the 2 things: the GameCube and the Zelda.
Are they
I've
doing
been
a second
reading
piece?
for
No,
20
but I mean
minutes.
Mario. Okay, so we got Mario Kart, we got Delta,
Mario Kart,
Rune, we got-
Deltarune, the Elden Ring game, the You Hate People in a
I
Wheelchair.
do
We got
not-
the Welcome
that-
Tour.
Is that okay? Is that
We got a
game-
new mission in Kirby,
What's
by
that
the way.
game called? By the way, the wheelchair murder.
Of course you wouldn't remember.
So it's
We
Murder-
got a brand new Kirby Air Riders.
It's called Murder Ball in real life, but what is it called? And what's the game?
I don't think
what's
you
the
should
game?
murder them. If you don't like them, just leave
That's
them
what
be.
it's called. That's what
We
the
got a brand
sport
new
is
Mario
called.
Kart.
See, I know what the sport is called. You don't
That's
even know what the
open
sport is
world,
called.
by the way.
What is?
The Mario Kart.
The Mario Kart.
Oh, I thought you meant the wheelchair game. I was like,
No.
It's a wheelchair simulator on
And Silksong.
on Switch. Silksong is exciting. Silksong is exciting.
All right, hold on. Cut back to you.
Okay.
What did you?
I'm
what,
cutting back.
last time, I'm gonna actually let you talk because
Okay.
I'm being silly.
No. I love the silly.
What would you have wanted to have been there to make this good?
I mean, I don't know if I could choose the game. I'm just saying, like, as far as like exclusive Nintendo IPs, I want to see chat yell at me. Actually, let me open up chat.
Don't look at
as
chat.
As far as exclusive Nintendo IPs, I
Yes.
just was a little bit disappointed. That's
Okay,
just me.
tell me what the one you wanted to be there though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I wanted something like Animal Crossing. I wanted a brand new, like, actual Zelda game, or I wanted a new Mario, or maybe a new, like, Mario spin-off, maybe a new Mario Party. I just felt like there wasn't in it. Okay,
Can I hit you with a response for each one of those?
Yes, you can. But
The
let me
la-
just say this one thing before, because I don't think you're going to be able to convince me because I
That's okay.
don't
I
make
just
that much
want to
money.
hit you with each one of those.
I don't make that much money, so I really was like, I've been working on this podcast for you for a while, and I really want to be like up on Nintendo, and I want to get the new Switch,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but there just wasn't enough there for me to
That's
justify
okay.
getting the
I want to help. I want to help.
You're
so-
gonna sell
so-
Nintendo to me.
We're in April, so there was a new Mario Party 6 months ago.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
probably a bit soon for one of those.
Okay.
For a new Mario 3D game, I will almost guarantee you will get one this year for holiday season. That's
Yeah.
my vibe and a lot of people's vibe. But there was a new Mario Kart, so they can't really do Mario Kart and a new
then
Mario. Kind of
Mario.
pulls
It's really
focus for
reversed,
Mario
isn't it?
fans.
So here's the thing. I'm trying to derail you, but
I got two more for you.
Okay, do the 2 more, and then I
Okay.
got a question for you.
So Animal Crossing is one that would have been sick and a lot of people want to see, but I think timing wise, they want to just put that out a year or 2. I don't think it's like right. I don't think we're there yet.
Okay.
But it would have been pretty hyped to even just see a splash screen. That one would have been sick, and it's like a cozy game and casual, and it's kind of different to everything else. So that one would have been cool.
And as Kim knows, like they stopped working on the last one.
Yeah.
And so I would be like, it's an excuse if we get one right away.
I think we'll see it in a year or 2, but I will give you
it better
that.
not be too.
It would have been cool to have seen that. And then there was one more.
I don't remember. A Mario spinoff, I guess.
No,
I mean,
you
No,
said
a
you said one
Zelda,
more.
you
I can't
said.
remember.
Zelda.
He wanted.
Oh, Zelda. We just had Tears of the Kingdom. So we're in like Zelda spin-off territory right now. We
Got
go
it.
main title spin-off, main title
like the
spin-off
90
kind
Day
of thing.
Fiancé
And
universe.
we had Echoes like 6 months ago as well. Wisdom of Echoes, where
Yeah,
you play
that's
as
true.
Zelda.
That's true. We
So
did get
this
that.
is like we already were getting another Zelda. And you know that timeline for Zelda is usually like 5 years. So we still got like 3 years on that sucker.
Okay, so you're listing all these things of reasons why they won't come out with like the sequel yet, right?
Yeah.
So question for you. when I saw Kirby Air Ride, which looks cool, I never really played the GameCube one like at all. So I don't have that nostalgia for it. Not saying that I wouldn't, and not saying that it doesn't look cool. But my question is, you're talking about all these overlaps. Don't you think it's kind of crazy that for this new console, they're releasing 2 racing games? Don't you think that is an overlap?
Yeah, that pinged in my brain. I thought that was a bit weird.
Yeah.
I think it was more they wanted to show what Sakurai is working. Like Sakurai had to be mentioned, and that's just what he's working on. He's working on an Air Riders.
They're like, don't worry, he's still alive.
Yeah, he's still there.
We got him working.
This is his new game. Because I feel like people would have been like, where's Sakurai? Or even like, where's Smash Brothers? But as soon as you find out he's making Air Riders, it's like, oh, he's making Air Riders.
Dude, can I just get instead of like what he's working on, can I get a health check on Sakurai? Every time I hear about him, it's like Sakurai's
that man
out.
is the most grindiest, busiest worker bee.
I mean, does he know he doesn't have to do everything
He's
as
just
the
passionate.
game director?
He's just passionate. He loves it.
I
He loves
guess.
it. He loves it.
It's just
every
Japanese
smash.
mentality,
The
I
last
guess.
3 smashes he's made, he's worked himself into an early grave and then gone, I'm done. I'm never doing it again. And then a year later, it's like,
Every year.
here's Smash Ultimate.
So that's another thing. Why didn't we get like a Smash Ultimate upgrade bundle? That would have been cool to see as well.
A Smash what?
Smash Ultimate like upgrade bundle.
Oh.
What is it? Enhancement bundle or whatever.
Was
I
it
think
in
that
the
would've
Was
been
it in the
cool.
list of free? I don't think so.
No.
No, I'm saying I would like to have seen that.
Yeah, it
I
would
feel
be
like it's
good.
been enough time, and like all I care about is 4K. All I care about is better internet with that game.
Yeah, no, I think we'll probably see a visual improvement with it, but
That would be great.
I wouldn't be. He's got to be. Even though I know he's making Air Riders, he's got to be fiddling around with a new Smash.
Couldn't they get another company to like enhance that game or something? Maybe they're working on it.
I don't think we need to. We're in the time span of it's been so long since Smash that we leave that one and you give it like a 4K 60 or whatever.
That's what I'm hoping for.
But like just the next one, just start the next one, whatever that is. All right, let's focus back in here on the topic at hand. The price of everything. So we talked about the enhancement games briefly. You can, if you need to leave at any point.
I know.
Feel free, because I'm probably going to rant for a long time. So if you only have 10 more minutes, you only have 10 more minutes. You can go now if you need to.
You have an excuse now to be when
do,
Wood
but
talks
I
too
feel
long.
bad.
You now have an
I
excuse.
have a
away.
6th sense for Kim now. Whenever like the second she starts feeling uncomfortable, I know it's like an
Yeah.
immediate. And like she went like, and I was like, you can be done. You can go if
You're
you
just
need
a
to.
very empathetic guy, and that's why we love you.
This is a very active.
I'm going
baby.
through a lot right now, Max.
He's with child.
I'm with child.
Listen, he's gonna birth the Switch too. That's what he's gonna birth.
I'm having 2 babies this year. All right. You can leave whenever you need. Just let me know, okay? Okay, so we talked about the enhancements. We talked about the pack-in game that wasn't a pack-in game.
Yeah.
Another thing that came to my mind and came to my attention last night, Kim. So you know how this controller has a C button on it? So I don't know if you've seen, but the C button means game chat or chat app.
So communicate,
Yeah, like
chat.
communicate chat app. Let me bring the trailer up. Cause this for me is one of the things that's the most baffling as far as like money wise. So we were all, I'm trying to stall while this is loading.
You were literally saying the other day that you hope that's not what it's for, because what if you don't pay for that?
Yes, that's you brought that up, and I think I sent you the tweet, or maybe I screenshotted
mean?
it. But what you just said is she just said that I saw a tweet that said, "Oh, great, there's a C button on my Switch that doesn't work unless I have online."
Well, that's the point I was leading
That's what
to.
you were literally talking about.
But what do
in
you
the
mean? I
car.
hope it's not a chat app.
No, you said we were in the car, and you're like, I really hope that button is not
For what?
for chat, because if you don't pay for it, then you just got a useless button.
I didn't even. I don't remember. I was ahead of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I don't remember that.
Said that
The
exact
day
thing.
before.
I don't remember, but
Yeah.
I'm so smart. So I thought I realized last night that so this whole chat, you can cut to me. This whole like thing that they've developed, which is like I think the gimmick almost, which is silly because like chat like it's been around since I remember sitting in the Ventrilo with my friends after high school like 15 years ago. But this is the gimmick this time is chat, and you can have like a little camera and you can stream. You can also stream your games, Kim. I don't know if you've seen this.
Yeah, you told me about
This is kind of cool. People kind of memeing on the fact that the games are being streamed in like 4 megapixels.
Oh, yeah,
Which-
that looks like GameCube, buddy.
I guess it's a bit silly. It didn't really register to me, and I understand why people find it funny.
I just love that. Yeah, I just love that it's like realistic. They're
For-
like,
for
it's
me,
not gonna
though-
be in 60, but
For me, the way I kind of saw it was like, I have my game running in 4K 60 frames. Do I really need all of their little games being 4K 60
It
frames?
makes so
Like,
much sense that they're not because that would bog down your system so bad.
I feel like that's it. I mean, it's a lot of bandwidth that you're pulling for like a
Yeah.
little handheld. So when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's probably how that would look.
Yeah.
So, but I
That's
get
fine.
it is funny though. People keep making memes of like really pixel crushed picture of like a SpongeBob episode, and they're like watching your friends play on Switch. But anyway, this is it. You do the camera, you have a little thingy, and until March of next year, this feature is free. But then you need to be a Nintendo Switch paying subscriber for the $20 a year app.
But most people have that anyway,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, most people do. But if you don't have it, that means that the little C button on your controller won't do anything.
if you're, I'm sorry to say, and be like Ham was earlier when we were in the group
Whoops.
chat, but I'm sorry to say, but like if you're paying $80 for a game, you can afford $20 a year. I think that's a very fair
and if you're
price.
buying a $500 system, you know that you're going to have to buy the $20 subscription.
But
Okay.
that's cheap. That's probably the cheapest in the market.
Yeah.
then,
Okay,
as far as
so before we
subscriptions.
pour shame,
No, it's just like it's
That's what I'm saying.
logical-
That's what Ham was doing in the group chat.
personally, like I'm there with you. It's a few dollars a month. Where I find it weird and where I don't like it is I can never think of a time where there has been a physical button on a controller for a console that's a paid button.
Somebody said it's C for credit card.
Yeah, that was my video. That was my joke. I said that yesterday. I'm real good. I'm real funny.
Now,
I stole it from
when
Bob.
you push the button?
So it opens chat app.
No, if you. If
It'll
it's-
probably not open
It'll
chat
probably
app.
open the credit card info.
That's
Like,
what I'm wondering. If they're like, it's a disappointed Mario face. You could have this, but you didn't give us money.
And
so-
not only is it like a physical button that now is a paid button, but it's also like if this is the gimmick this time of like the new Nintendo, you know,
that should be included.
why am I paying for it?
Why in
Like-
this day and age are you paying for chat anyway?
And that's another thing. Like, do you pay? This is an actual question. On Xbox and PlayStation, do you have to pay to be able to get into a party and like talk to people in a party?
Well, you pay for the online, don't you?
But I don't think you need the online to get into a party.
But
I'm not 100% sure
if
on
you're
that.
playing an online game, don't you have to have an online subscription?
If you're playing an online game, yes. If you're getting into a chat, I
yeah,
don't think so.
Well, we don't have chat on. We don't have chat on Switch, right? So like we don't know.
No, I'm saying on PlayStation and
Any other
Xbox,
Got it,
console.
got
do you have to pay to get into a chat? And I think it's free, and chat is saying no, you don't.
Okay.
On
And
Xbox,
that chat
for
is
sure,
free.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So another thing here, as well as it being like the gimmick for me, is like we've gone through 8 years of not having any way of communicating with our friends on our Switches other than a crappy mobile app that literally
I
no one
hated
used
it.
or wanted to use. They finally added it back in essentially as a 20-year too late gimmick, and they're charging for it.
Yeah, the fact that there's going to be a non-functional button feels old tech to me.
I almost feel like, okay, so game streaming and streaming your video and your camera, maybe that's in the app. But to get into a voice call and just like talk to people
Yeah,
while you
that's
play games, that should be like the base free.
Especially if it's a button on your Switch. If it comes with the hardware, then why am I paying you to use a button that I paid for?
Someone pointed out
Wow.
too that even on like the other consoles, if it's a free game like Fortnite, you don't have to pay to play online, and I think that is
Oh,
true as
okay,
well.
I didn't know that.
Like,
I thought you had to have the online subscription to get online.
no, even like Marvel Rivals, I'm pretty sure you can play for free without a subscription because it's a
Cool.
free
Okay.
game.
Well, I didn't know.
But
On Xbox, yeah.
But on Switch, if you were to play Marvel Rivals, if it had it, you could play online for free, assuming it works the same way as everywhere else. But you wouldn't be able to talk to your friends in a call
Yeah.
because
So-
you have to pay.
So I don't think, unless I'm wrong, maybe chat can correct me, maybe you can correct me. Unless I'm wrong, I don't think you can play like Fortnite for free on the PlayStation. That's only an
I think you
Xbox
can.
thing.
I'm actually pretty sure that you can.
Maybe they changed it after Xbox did it, but Xbox was one of the first.
Either way, it doesn't really matter either way. But
Yeah.
if I'm wrong, I apologize.
Still, the fact that you're getting a button. That
The
you're
the
paying for.
point I'm making is it's just chat. Like I don't know why they're charging for it. The streaming games part and the camera part, I can see charging for that purely because there's probably some level of like bandwidth or server space or something in play there that Nintendo are having to front for you.
Can you hold on?
You want to be done?
We're having a discussion.
I know, but you're twitching and itching and getting kicked.
His
So
foot's
Wait,
in my
before you
ribs.
go, can you please show Kim what I just sent in the Discord? You're gonna like this, Kim, I think.
Let me see. Is it Nintendogs? Please let it be
No, I'm sorry.
Nintendogs,
It's
Lord.
not that cool. Trust me, we would be talking about that if.
I know it's coming, damn it. If there's a microphone, I'm getting it.
this laptop is insufferable.
$80, though. That's
So,
gonna be a tough start.
While he's doing that, I'll just tell
I
you.
can't.
So
It's frozen.
there's a camera now that we can use in the chat button, and it'll like automatically cut out the background, and you can have your gameplay in the background. And the Hori made a camera. I'll show it to you here. That looks like the little piranha plant.
Oh yeah,
That's
I wanted.
cute.
I do
Isn't
want to
that
show that
awesome?
actually.
All right.
Isn't that so cool?
Someone
Yeah.
said,
Coming around.
"Is a 4K TV required to play the Switch 2, or can it work on my 1080p?" It'll work on your 1080p. You don't even have to worry about 4K. Then you can do the 1080p 120 frames for Metroid. Although your TV probably can't do 120 frames. Never mind. Discord's completely frozen. I can't do anything else with it for the rest of the episode. In fact, the laptop's completely frozen.
Oh,
no.
fun.
That's why I asked if you brought one, because this happened last time we used this.
It's my fault,
there it
guys.
No, it's not. It's not going at all.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now I don't have a laptop, so I don't know where to go from here. We had the C button was charging you. The games are more expensive, and Mario is one of the most expensive games we've ever witnessed.
We're gonna talk about the cartridges.
The cartridges. Oh, I'd love to be able to show that.
Well, we still talk about it. We just don't have a visual aid.
Is there a way
It's a
I
visual
can
podcast.
send you a Google link or something some other way?
I can't. Nothing will work.
Got
The
it.
laptop's
Laptop's
dead now.
completely-
It's been on too long. It's gone. It's the best I can do is pull it up on my phone and show the show the camera at this point.
Super cool.
It's so annoying. I mean, I could try resetting it. It's not like we're using it anyway. I
yeah,
guess.
that's true. I mean,
I'll
I
just do a
guess
hard
it's-
reset while I'm
it's
talking.
Better than.
This is why we use two laptops. All right, while this is resetting, we'll have to find pictures of it later. If you're listening to the audio, you're probably like, I don't care either way.
I
So
googled it already.
I'm just gonna rip it
Hurry
and
up.
ship it. I actually want to make a video. I really want to make a video, and it's gonna be like such gloating, and I'm gonna do it anyway. Of all the things that I was like right about, because there's so many, my guy. Like
Before you tweeted about it today, I was gonna tell you got bingo on your bingo board.
Thank you so much for saying that. That's so nice of you to realize. Like 4 years ago on my main channel with RGT, we made a whole video talking about how the next Switch will be 4K 60 using AI upscaling. And even up till yesterday morning at 8 a.m., people like Bob, who I love with all my
People
heart,
like Bob.
would literally laugh in my face. Bob was shocked by the 4K. I sent him I want to show you. I sent him a video yesterday after the direct, and I was like, can we talk about how I was right about 4K 60
Oh, if you have the audio
of that?
Yeah, do you have
Oh.
you saying that to him?
I hope I didn't swear or say anything
He
weird.
probably did do a swear.
Now, can we, we don't even have to reply. You don't even have to reply. But can we acknowledge the fact that I was right about the 4K 60? Can we? Can we?
Why do
Can
you
we,
sound
Bobby?
like a super villain?
You're giving Matthew McConaughey vibes with this
Wait, I wanna
whisper
show-
talking.
So I made a face while I was doing it, and Bob
Screenshot
screenshot it.
I hope that's your contact photo
Oh
when
God,
you call
focus.
him.
Yes.
I hope that's your contact photo.
No, you know what? When the baby comes and you take a little break, I'm gonna compile all the times that you were like, "We're gonna have 4K," and everybody was like,
Dude,
"No,
you could
we're
probably
not
go
doing
back
4K."
to the video where I was like, Breath of the Wild 4K 60 was the thumbnail and title. I haven't looked at it yet, but I bet you the comments are like Woods high.
Mm-hmm.
It was a weird one. It was a weird one to have to try and champion for a long time. But there's also just been some other like weird ones where I've just managed to call it. And this one came about just because I was making a video on Nintendo. Oh, my laptop's back.
Laptop's back.
On Nintendo Switch 2 launch games. I was like, it'd be great if we got these games on launch. In that video, by the way, Elden Ring, Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy VII, All 3 of those are announced. When I was making the video and making the thumbnail, I was like, ooh, I was going to hold the games up. And I was like, oh, but the cases probably aren't going to look the same. What will the cases look like?
Yeah.
So if we could just...
Did you make a guess at what the cases were going to look like?
Are we?
If we could just...
I'm screen sharing. Was I supposed to?
Oh,
you're pretty close.
Right here.
Oh.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
I like what you did better, though.
Well, actually, me too. Because, all right, so the actual cases have like a really big red bar. But my whole thing was like, I bet everything goes red this time.
Yeah,
I bet,
you did say that.
Because they've got to like separate them.
Right, you did say.
So I bet they have red carts and like red trim. I figured the whole thing would go red.
Show her the red carts and the little candy
Yeah,
thing
show
I
me
sent
the-
you.
Yeah, I can pull it up now. You cut away for me and I'll...
Oh, you got it.
Nintendo...
I just think with the
Switch
thick bar
2
on the case, it looks like a
cases and
Blockbuster rental and not in a fun way. I don't like it.
Makes me sad.
I get why they had to do it, just to like ease the confusion, but like,
Yeah, I'm gonna reply to the thing.
Can you Nintendo Switch... What should I look up?
2 cartridge.
Here. I'm
key
gonna
card?
reply to the thing. Are you on Discord?
Oh, there it is. It's just red. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, well, I'm trying to find the key card thing because that shows it too.
But show the little the red cart and the little meme I sent.
I'm gonna have to open it. Sorry, guys.
Pray for this laptop.
Yeah. No, I have to open Discord again, and every time I open Discord on this laptop, after I turn it on the first time, it has to install 15 updates. Exactly 15 every time.
It's like me with the Sims.
It will install. Before we find this cart, I can't show you because Discord is opening. My life is a lie, and everything sucks. Nintendo Switch 2 cart red. I make a promise now. I vow now that I will buy a new laptop before next week. This is the promise I am making to chat. Thank you, thank you. All right, here we go. You can cut to me.
You got it.
This is the Switch 2 cart. Now, I will say that I really did think it was going to have like a little notch or something like the 3DS to prevent...
differentiate.
To differentiate, but also what it did was it prevented people taking the 3DS game and putting it in their DS. And I guess you can just take a Switch 2 game and put it in a Switch, but it'll probably yell at you and
I
just be
think
like,
that's-
this
yeah,
is for
that's-
Switch 2.
That's kind of a bad idea, I think.
It looks a little bit thinner. Am I crazy? Maybe it's just the color. playing
No, I
tricks
think
on
it's
me.
Yeah, the color's
exactly-
making him look thinner.
It's exactly
yeah.
the same.
I do
Also,
think.
I kind of wish for this label here, they had done the label, the Switch logo like before and just put a 2
Yep.
at the end.
Yep.
Because now it's just like,
Or what
it's
if-
like so much dead space now.
Yeah.
For real, what if they just put like a? It's not even worth like talking about. But yeah, I agree. It's taking up so much real estate for such a small logo.
Yeah.
There was something else that we can talk about and spin off from here that has killed the hype for a lot of people that we don't really know how this is going to shape up yet. And it's not price related, but Nintendo Switch 2 game key cards. So Nintendo put out something on this. I'm on an
This is
IGN
what
article
I was
right
gonna
now.
complain about.
I can send you the link again.
So, news that Nintendo will utilize these game key cards for Switch 2 has already taken hold of physical gaming fans who prefer the simplicity of plug and play without the need for lengthy download periods and internet connection to get set up. The concern is that there are little more than fancy key holders that will soon replace all standard cartridges, but there are a few reasons to believe this is actually the case for now. So, essentially, what I've ascertained from this and what I'm assuming is for any of these big games like Cyberpunk or Elden Ring that have traditionally, you can cut away, traditionally very large file sizes,
Yeah.
they won't be able to fit on cartridges. I think the largest Switch 1 cart was either 32 or 64 gigs. I can't remember. I think it was 32. But notoriously, the bigger the file size, the more expensive the cartridge. So already on Switch 1, what a lot of developers would do is they would buy the cheapest, like 2 gigabyte card, put a little bit of their game on there, and then when you put it in your Switch, it would download the rest.
Right.
This is just being way more upfront about the fact that, hey, this game card is probably blank,
Yeah.
and when you put it in your Switch, it's going to download whatever game it is.
I feel like that's kind of just like a common complaint about all video games at this point because every console does that.
Yeah, I heard that Cyberpunk will be on the card.
That's wild.
That's
Yeah.
a huge card.
It's like a
That's-
64 gigabyte card.
That's okay.
And it fits on the whole thing.
That's what I heard. I could be wrong. Everybody's saying that in chat.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, Cyberpunk will be on the cart. A lot. Like this is 4 people now.
That's surprising.
Nintendo Switch 2 game prices. I want to try and re-find that because we saw the cartridges and we saw which ones had the little logo on it. Okay, so you can show this.
Yeah, Cyberpunk confirmed to be fully on the game cart.
Oh.
That's interesting and nice. All right, so here we have. You can see Street Fighter 6
I'm not
is
ham, okay? I'm not as good as he is.
Street Fighter 6 is one of these download ones. And weirdly, so is Bravely Default Flying Fairy.
Isn't that the old one?
No, it's new.
Yeah, they're
And it's also a launch day game, which is cool. But those games are like little sprite kind of...
They were on the 3DS.
Yeah, I mean, if Mario Kart looks like it's on the full thing and not a game key, why the hell? It's Bravely Default. The only thing that I can assume is it must be way cheaper to buy these game carts, these key carts.
Well, look at how much cheaper the game is than the other games.
It's true. It is
They cut
cheaper. It is
costs 'cause they
$40.
wanted- yeah.
And this one is also 60.
as the you know.
That's actually a good point, Kim.
It makes sense because then you can afford to put out these titles that are a little cheaper so that people will buy them. They're more likely to buy that.
They're probably cutting cost and taking this deal where the
Yeah.
games are going to be cheaper. They can sell the games for cheaper if they put them. So it's kind of, for the developer, for the publisher, it's a win-win.
Yeah. Because they're going to sell way more copies than they would have.
They
if
can
had-
they can keep the price down,
Yeah.
and the trade-off is they didn't have to pay for the. So it's for them, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have.
They're
going
gonna
to
sell. They're gonna sell more with
Yeah,
the
and
price,
their margins are going
or at least that's the mentality. I mean, I don't know how many people are gonna buy it if it's not on the cartridge. Because for me, it's.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. You're the collector. Look at behind you. Let's got to.
Well, I was about to say, for me, it's like I may as well get digital. It's so silly, and it's not like I can help the situation we're in, but at least I get something. Like at least I get a case and a cart, and I can put it on the shelf.
Yeah, if it's the same price, you know what I mean.
If it's the same price,
who
like
cares?
I know it's just plastic, but to be honest, my mindset on physical has already completely changed just because of the way the world is now.
Yeah.
You know, Kim was mentioning it, but this is the way it's been for a while. Even on Switch 1, people didn't realize that there were a lot of games that would download a lot of the game when you put the cartridge in.
Yeah.
Like, and we don't really ever know how much is on the cartridge. Like, sometimes it's like half the game. Like, very rarely do I put in a Switch game and it doesn't immediately proxy a download.
Yep.
Like, Nintendo first-party games, usually you can just put it in on launch day and it's good to go.
Yeah.
But pretty much any other third-party thing has something, whether it's a patch update, a day one update,
There's always updates.
or actual game
Yeah.
that needs to download. And then these game key cards, it's not different to like Hogwarts Legacy or Call of Duty on PlayStation 5. Those discs are essentially blank.
Yeah.
And then they download the whole game when you stick it in. Those are games that you cannot play without an initial massive download. They just won't work. And at least this is being upfront about it.
And it's still kind of catering to the people, somewhat, not much, but somewhat, that want to collect the physical media, because there's no benefit really to buying it when there's nothing on it other than to just have it on a shelf because
Yeah.
you collect them. And that's the same thing they did with the PlayStation games. Like, they tried to do, who did the first, was it Xbox that tried to do all digital? And everybody was like, "No."
Xbox
Yeah.
One, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's going to go there at some point, but people still really want a case.
It's, I
with a
mean,
thing in
it
you
is
know?
going to go there.
It is, and it's sad.
I mean, I always knew this was going to happen. I didn't think it would happen this generation, and I didn't think it would happen immediately on the Switch.
I was hoping the Switch would be the last holdout, and I mean, technically they are, but it's still kind of sad.
Like, I didn't think this would be a day one thing.
Yeah.
Like, day one, Nintendo dropped this article. Did you send it?
What?
The article, the Nintendo post?
No,
What did you send me then?
I sent you just basically what we talked about. That's why I didn't interrupt you.
Bad.
Oh,
Just
this
the
picture.
download. I mean, it's just a little bit more. That
Yeah.
might be part of the article. Yeah.
Oh, we can show this now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Not the whole Discord.
I'm so sorry.
Come on, man. What are we doing?
I blew it.
No, you're fine. I showed way worse earlier. Yeah, this is the what Max was telling. This is going back a little bit,
It's cute.
but yeah, they did a piranha plant camera for the Switch 2.
Can I go to it?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's
Yeah,
pretty
that looks
cute and fun.
And it's actually cheaper than the official camera. So I wonder if the quality is going to suck.
Wait, are you sure it's not just a case?
Yes, it's not just a case. It's
Oh.
cheaper than the
Oh.
actual camera that Nintendo is selling.
Oh.
Really?
Yes, by like $20.
Oh wow.
It's 30?
That's what I've heard. I don't now that we don't have the laptop isn't so great. I can't pull everything up, but I'm almost positive it is cheaper. I don't know if it's 30.
Wow. That's
I know
crazy.
it's cheaper for a
That is
fact.
crazy.
I don't know why anyone would not buy this then.
It's so much cuter. The thing is, I bet it's worse quality. And
How
and
could it be, my guy?
But also, I
How
wonder.
could it be any worse?
I wonder if it'll do something like won't be able to like cut out the background or something like that.
I think that's inbuilt technology on the Switch's side.
That makes sense what you're saying. I'm just saying there must be some sort of like how
That's
can
pretty
they
wild.
justify
I don't know why
making
anybody
a
would not
cheaper
buy
one?
this version then at that
For
point.
sure.
You can cut away because I want to look at something else. But
Okay.
yeah, that thing's really cute, really cool, really fun.
Question while you're doing this. A lot of people are saying that why is Kirby 80? So okay, let's do the math right now. So if we were to go to the store, go to GameStop right now, Kirby is what? $59.99 or $69.99?
Kirby's 60.
Yeah, so it's $69.99, and then you're saying the enhancement pack is only $10.
Don't put that on me.
Okay, well, we are saying I'll
Don't
say
put it on.
all
Don't
of
put it
us.
on us.
We're putting it on the channel. You heard it here first.
I was just
folks.
guessing. I'm thinking now.
Okay, if it's not $10, so then it better be $20. Or why is Kirby 80?
Oh wait,
Because-
I can tell you why.
Here we go. He's got the answer, folks.
So this actually says, which might be answering my question from earlier, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Star-Crossed World.
Oh, so you get 2 games.
No.
Oh.
So Star-Crossed World is the extra mission.
Oh, so it comes with it. Okay.
So this is saying you're getting the Switch 2 edition and Star-Crossed World. So it's $10 for each.
Okay.
So is there going to be an edition without Star-Crossed World where it's
Yeah, you get it on the Switch. You just buy the Switch version. Right? Because
No.
the Switch is without it. So.
no? Listen to what I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying with only one DLC.
yeah, you can go. It's okay. You want to say goodbye?
Bye, Kim.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you,
I
Kim.
love you. All right, so this is what I'm now realizing. It is confusing. Let me sit in the middle here. Thank you so much to Kim for being the best in the world.
Thank you, Kim. Everybody say thank you in the chat.
So this confirms kind of what I was saying before, but doesn't give me an answer on if you can buy it separately. So Nintendo Switch 2 edition must mean this is... I wish this image wasn't cut off so I could see what Jamboree says. Yeah, well, it's a TV add-on. Okay, so Nintendo Switch 2 edition must just mean this. We've revamped this. We've optimized this. This is like fully going to have 4K 60, maybe 120 frames. We fully retweaked and retalked it. No extra content, but it's a Switch 2 edition, $10 more. If it's the Switch 2 edition and it has extra content, in Kirby's case, it's the Star-Crossed Worlds. In Jamboree's case, and I can't see the price, but I'm going to... Oh, I can. It's 80. So, yeah. It adds Jamboree TV,
Can I
which
show
is
your
the extra
screen?
mode. Oh, I thought you were.
I'm so sorry. I'm just worried about it now. I'm scared. You scared me.
All right, I'll go again. Sorry about that.
That's my fault. That's my fault, guys. Blame me.
Sorry about that, audio listeners. So yeah, if it's Breath of the Wild, just Switch 2 edition, which has the improved visuals, no extra content, it's 70. If it's got an add-on, which here you can see an add-on and an add-on, it says Switch 2 edition plus Star-Crossed Worlds. I'm sorry, I'm learning about this now. So those must be $10 each. My question still remains, can you buy the Switch 2 edition of Kirby Forgotten Land for $70 and not get that DLC? That I would be interested in. So now this changes things a little bit because now we do have like 3 $80 games for the Switch 2 at launch.
Yeah. It's that's a lot. I mean, if you buy how many games before you
$480.
can re-buy the whole console? You can just buy
Actually,
another
it's-
console with 4 games.
I know. It's actually 4 $80 games because of Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, let me
Going back to you.
decongest that for a second.
Yeah.
Let me think about that one for a hot minute here. $20. Yeah, I'm not as okay with that as I was when it was 10.
Yeah, I mean it's depressing. It's things are getting more expensive, and we were talking about it a little bit with Ham, where things, we're not getting paid more to, and so people can't afford these new games. It sucks.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, whether or not, and I can sit, and I'm not trying to justify it, but I am trying to find the rationale in it, because that's what I usually try and do when I see something. I'm like, okay, what's the rationale, and
You're a realist.
Am I okay with it? But the reality is, and I say this in my video from yesterday, the reality is everything's more expensive, and money is money, and people can't afford more expensive. So we can justify it all we want. We can be like, for me, I can afford it, and I guess it makes sense if I get X, Y, and Z. But if there are people that can't afford it and they get priced out of this console, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt the sales, and it's gonna hurt Nintendo. Yeah. So it's a gamble, and I hope it pays off. I don't know how I feel about the enhanced versions and the extra DLC being 20 more. What that tells me then is the enhanced versions of these games definitely are like fully optimized, retweaked and retalked versions that go all the way with performance. And then the free update ones must just be like little patches, and like it might perform a little better, but nothing worth paying for. So I don't know how much difference we'll even see in something like Scarlet and Violet. It's definitely going to be a when time comes kind of thing, and we're going to have to see if any of this is actually worth. Also, with Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, a lot of people might be thinking, but I thought there is new content. I took a look at their 7-minute more deep dive trailer yesterday on those enhanced games. All of the extra content is from the mobile app. Oh. So if you connect the mobile app to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom now, you get like GPS navigation on the thing, like Google Maps.
Oh, okay.
For in-game. They have little voice notes that play with new voice acting.
You have
from
to
characters.
use your phone.
Yeah.
Though, but this you won't have to with this upgrade.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. What I'm saying is no. You're wrong.
Yeah, no. So I'm saying, oh, okay. So then that makes sense why I would want it on the Switch too.
What?
It makes sense because you're saying that if I were to get that DLC right now on my Switch 1, I would have to use my phone. And
no, there's no DLC. Let me start again.
I'm sorry.
Okay, no,
you
you're
can
fine.
Move on.
No. Because if I'm not explaining it well, then chat's probably confused too. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, their enhanced versions aren't as expensive as the other enhanced versions because they don't have any extra DLC.
Yeah.
It's just 4K 60.
Uh-huh.
People might be thinking right now, wait, I saw in the trailer that you could use GPS navigation in Breath of the Wild now and some other stuff. That's because in these enhanced versions, if you connect your mobile phone, there's some stuff that happens on the phone while you play.
Got it.
So it does GPS navigation. It will have little voice acting notes from Zelda. If you scan an amiibo 5 times in the game, the app will track that. And on the 5th time, you get extra rewards. So there's a ton of extra stuff that happens in those 2 games, but it's only on the app.
Okay. All right.
So
See,
for
that's
people,
where I was confused.
the people that don't want to use the app and don't care about that,
They get-
charging $10 extra for that would be insane.
Yeah.
So it's just like a weird little free extra thing.
So is that $10 extra on top of the 4K upgrade?
For what game?
Zelda.
You're killing me.
I'm sorry. The Zelda doesn't have a 4K upgrade, is what you're telling me.
does.
Right? It does.
Yes.
So this $10 you're paying for
The Switch to enhanced version, which is the 4K 60.
and the DLC?
There's no DLC.
Sorry, and the phone stuff?
No.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm just confused. I'm
okay,
watching
wait.
other things. I'm sorry.
I think
This is all
I think
confusing.
maybe for that last one, I should have said yes. The phone thing, these enhanced versions have extra.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know how else to say.
No.
These two.
It's not about you saying it. It's just about like I'm just trying to make it
These
click in
two
my head.
enhanced versions use the mobile app to get like some extra information on the mobile app. That doesn't cost anything.
Okay.
That's just what those enhanced versions do. What you're paying for is the 4K 60 enhanced. Just like on Kirby, you're paying for the 4K 60 enhanced $10, and then The extra next $10 is for the DLC Star-Crossed Worlds.
So that was my question. Got it. Okay, sorry. Everybody's grilling me in the chat. Sorry, guys. I'm dumb. I'm not as smart and
I'm
as
sure,
good as him.
I'm sure you're not the only person in the room right now of like 3,000 people watching that are confused.
Okay, there are some people who are confused.
It is
I'll shut
very,
my mouth, though.
no, it's very confusing and it's all new.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know as much as I know, and I could be wrong as well, by the way, I'm literally right now theorizing this based on what that ad was saying. The only reason I know anything is because I made a video last night and I've been tweeting and asking people questions about it, and I've been trying to learn. But it's very confusing and it's all new. We haven't really been in this situation before.
Ooh, and this guy's saying the mobile app isn't even available in his country.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, then if you get the enhanced version, you can't even use all of that.
Yeah.
You're not dumb.
Thanks.
You're
Wes.
beautiful. You're sweet. You're gorgeous. You're a nice guy. And you mean well.
I mean, well, it's not my fault. My brain no work. No, it's just okay. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't played the new.
You don't have to say
Tears
sorry.
of Kingdom. Okay,
You don't have to say
I'm not.
sorry.
I am. I don't want to confuse everybody else. I don't want to make this more complicated. But I haven't played the new Breath of the Wild, so I'm just trying to wrap my brain around it. And I think what was confusing me was that we're getting that DLC for Kirby. So my question is if it's the same thing. It's not. That's why Kirby is more.
I think. I mean, again, we're working on like I'm guessing yes, because that ad. Let me just show it one more time. Let me try and zoom in too. Let me just try and zoom all the way in. Can you show?
Yes.
So here's what I'm trying to explain for anyone that's still confused, maybe. And I didn't notice this. So Kirby here and Mario Party Jamboree are 80, but Breath of the Wild is only 70. But they're both enhanced versions, right? And what I've now realized is all this says is Nintendo Switch 2 edition, nothing extra. There's no DLC.
Yeah.
This says Switch 2 edition plus Star-Crossed Worlds. It's got extra DLC. That's why this one's 20, and this has a plus. You even see the plus right here. This one's an extra 20. This one's only 10. And then the only reason I brought up the mobile app is because in the trailer for this, it kind of looks like there's extra stuff, but all of it is only on the app. Nothing in the game. Nothing's extra in the game, which actually kind of sucks because there's things like when you walk into Zelda's room, if you have the app on, she'll start talking to you about a memory that she had in the room, like with her actual voice acting.
And her being
Zelda.
Got it.
God damn.
Are we saying Zelda's room? I
Yeah.
thought we were saying Link's room.
No.
My fault.
Zelda's room.
I'm sorry. I'm also focusing on chat. I should just stop. I'm just never asking
You were
another
looking
question.
me dead in the eye, and I said, you walk into Zelda's room and you hear one of her memories, and without breaking context, you went, and her being...
I'm sorry, guys. There's a lot happening on the screen. There's a couple people I had to mute because we got some spammers in here, but I'm not trying to make an excuse.
I was trying to make is we're gonna get off this in a second. Sorry, guys. Is that's actually kind of cool, right?
No, for sure.
Why is that not in the game?
Yeah.
Why are you locking that behind the app?
I agree.
Because like in 10, 20 years from now, if I want to revisit my Zelda Switch Enhanced Edition, maybe I can't be bothered with the app, or it's all content I'm not gonna get when I play the game. So I don't know. I think it's silly I don't know why they're still forcing the app. You're looking at chat and laughing, so I don't know what's happening to you over there.
Because I'm done asking questions. No, I understand it now. I think you broke it down very clearly.
That last part was very funny.
People are gonna love that.
And her being
that's maybe a clip. Okay, I have I'm gonna shoot something out there. We've been talking. What are we on? We're approaching
an hour and a half.
I know.
I know.
No. I was gonna say, can we last little bit of time? Can we focus on some positives?
Last little bit of time. I could go for hours.
I could too. I could go for longer. But what I'm saying is, for the next little bit, let's talk about maybe some of the treehouse clips that I sent you. I'd love to talk about Mario Kart and some of the characters have been like the costumes have been
I would
leaked,
like to do that. Can I wrap up the point? Let's wrap up the point.
It's your show.
It's my show.
Don't forget.
No, it's our
guys.
show. We're here. So let me wrap up the point on has the Switch 2's price destroyed the hype? And actually, I want to go back a tiny bit because we talked a lot about physical and everything, and I gave some opinions on that, and I didn't really get to finish because we all kind of moved on. And I just want to say that, like, I don't like where we're going with physical. I think we're in the stage where it's gone, and we're holding on to shreds of what companies are willing to give us. I don't like the way it's going. It's just I've made peace with it. It's unfortunate. I sit in front of a bunch of games here. I'm a physical collector, and I wish that I could just keep collecting physical. But unfortunately, really, since the Xbox 360 days, any game that you have is subject to insane amount of patches. There's a million examples of games like Cyberpunk that come out, and the game that you play now is not the game that it was at launch, which means all of those discs, they have a completely different game on it. And that's even before we get into those games like Hogwarts Legacy that are essentially just a key card to play a game, or games that only have half the game on the disc or the cartridge. Patches are, I think, one of the biggest ones because no game is safe from getting these huge patches. So I've really made my peace with it, and I know when I buy a physical game that I really don't know what I have on my disc or my cartridge. I don't know how much of the game is on it or how it's going to be to play that game years later. And another thing, too, is once I learned that physical games, once I learned that you don't really own the game. But once you realize you're still buying a license to play the game, even when you buy a physical, the actual data on the disc is just a license to play. A game company can still take that game away from you. They can still block that game from being played when you put the disc in if you're connected to the internet. You know, and it's not that different to when they take away a digital game. So there's so many fringe cases, and I know people like to bring up things that, like, you know, well, at least I have something, or, you know, think about older games that have been removed and never come back. And it's the same with movies and music for me, you know. All of my movies are on Netflix or Hulu, and those are constantly being taken away from me and then giving back, and I just have to deal with it. And unfortunately, with video games, they've gotten so big, they've outgrown physical media. The gigabytes to make a game are too large to fit on physical discs anymore. So I've just made peace with it. I don't like it. I'm not happy about it. It sucks for video game preservation, and I know that, and I realize that. But unfortunately, what am I going to do? You know? So I've just made peace with it. But it does suck, and I know that it sucks.
What are you going to do?
Now, to end the little wrap-up point, has the Switch 2's price destroyed the hype? I think for a lot of people it clearly has. I think there has been a lot of nickel and dimey things that are coming across very greedy from Nintendo. At the same time, there were a couple of positives, like we got Wind Waker essentially for free. They've made it so you don't even have to use their own camera. You can use Hori's camera, or you can use a Logitech 920 that you buy at Best Buy, you know. As long as it's a USB camera, you can save $50. So there are some things here that suck and a nickel and dimey, and then there are some things here that are actually kind of cool. I think it's just going to be a time will tell on if any of what is price hiked is actually worth it. But has it destroyed the hype? For me, no. But it does suck to go online and see people pretty much only complaining about it, rightfully so, because it's like, oh, this is not the hype. This is not the launch I was hoping for, you know? So I think it has, but at the same time, I'm going to pretty much not focus on it from here. I made my video on YouTube. I made this episode. And from here, I'm just going to try and keep being excited and talking about the positives. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I mean,
that's it.
And also, let me just, if I could just put my 2 cents in, it's just that you can still be excited about the Switch and what it has to offer, and you can still love the Switch, and you can still want to get it, but that doesn't mean you need to get it at launch. You could still be excited.
Yeah, you said you're going to wait, right?
I think, personally, I'm going to wait. That's just me. I may be one of the poors that people are saying in the chat, but I think I might wait. I just wasn't that excited about it, but I am excited about the Switch 2 and the future of Nintendo. I'm just not so excited about getting it, waiting in the line at GameStop at midnight. You know what I mean?
I think baseline, I know there's a lot of extra charges around it, but I think baseline, pretty much everyone's kind of on board with $450 being decent. And to get a bundle that adds Mario and then you're paying only $50 for Mario, if that's all you're getting at launch, I don't think really enough people are realizing or focusing that that's not bad, actually. You know? Like, let's I'll repeat it, but you know, $450. We agreed that's good. You get $50 for the new Mario Kart game. You save $30, but also like that's $10 less than what games normally are. If that's all you're getting, that's a pretty good buy-in, I think. It just depends on how much you want to commit to after that, you know? Do you want to use the camera? Do you want to get another game? Is that other game going to be $80? That's really up to you. But I remember growing up, you know, as a kid or like getting any console on launch, I pretty much only ever got like one game. If I was lucky, I would get a second game.
Yeah. That seems pretty average. I mean,
so
when you get a console at Christmas, you get one game.
I think that's not too... For a buy-in, I don't think that's going to hurt. I don't think that's going to hurt it too much. I guess we'll have to wait and see with the tariffs. But the bundle, as LP says in chat, is definitely clutch. You got to drop 500.
Clutch, is that a Kart reference?
Car reference? Nice. That's nice. But I think that baseline, that's pretty good. I think we can all agree that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, and you have to remember too that all your Switch games will be playable. So maybe you're one of those people who like haven't really picked up your Switch in a while, or maybe you don't have a Switch.
Yeah.
You have the Switch library.
That's
or at least
true.
most of it. I don't know if all games will be usable.
Even if you don't, you can dip in. You can buy Switch 2 and then start a Switch 1 library. Go buy Scarlet and Violet. It gets a free patch.
Exactly.
So I think people will be able to find value, but that's a really good point. Between the old library and whatever is offered in the new library. I mean, Bravely Default's a day one game. Yeah. I know it's a game cart game, but that's $40. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And people like you Wood and Elia, like you guys all bought the Switch at launch. You have to remember, I bought the Switch, you know, with my stimulus check. I bought it with Animal Crossing. So I've only had the Switch one for, you know, not as long as you have, for maybe 4 years, 5 years. So I'm not done with my Switch one. I brought my Switch one. I was playing it on the train.
I love the Switch. I was playing it last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. Also, someone else pointed out that with inflation from 2018 even, the Switch 2 only costs like $60 more than the Switch 1 with inflation, respectively. So I don't know if you can get your head around that, but...
If we're still talking about pricing, can I ask you one more question that I was thinking about last night? And I was
Please
like,
do.
Wood is a genius about this stuff. He'll be able to answer
I am not,
instantly.
but I appreciate that.
Well, you'll be able to answer this question instantly, I feel like. Has there been a console release where the next, the new console is only, like, what is it, 150 more than, you know, an OLED? What is an OLED right now? It's 350?
It's 350, yeah.
Yeah, so it's only 100 more to buy the Switch 2. Has there ever been such a small difference between the consoles? You know what I mean?
No,
I was
not
shocked.
really.
I was shocked because I feel like $100. It's like, why would I buy an OLED right now? You know what I mean? I would just wait for the Switch 2.
I'm gonna pull a and her being on you and just ask you to repeat it one more time because I didn't quite get it.
Okay. I deserve it.
No.
Okay, so my question is, okay, like, you know how when the 360 turned into the Xbox One?
Yes.
Has there ever been a console release like that has only been a difference of like $100? Like, is that normal? I was shocked when me and Elia were going back and forth
because
on
of inflation,
Twitter.
Or you just mean in general?
In general, we were going back and forth on Twitter, and they were saying when the prices were being released, I was like, "There's no way it's not 500."
So
and
you think the price always goes up? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm asking is, yeah, we are having a reverse now. I guess
know,
maybe
I
I'm
know.
not being clear.
This is my fault. You can
No,
yell
it's
at me.
okay. No,
laugh at me.
I'm not a yeller. Not that you are. Okay, no, all right. Let me try to simplify this.
Hit
Okay,
me. Let's do it. We're great together, you and I.
I think so.
For podcasting.
I think we are.
I think we're yeah.
I think we get along great. Okay, so let me try to. Maybe I need to reword this question. I was just shocked that it's only $100 more to buy the Switch 2 versus buying the OLED. Is that normal? Was the PS4 ever $100 cheaper than the PS5?
Was the PS4 ever $100 cheaper than the PlayStation 5?
Yeah, was it just $100 difference ever to upgrade your console, like it is now for the Switch? That's my question.
So the reason why I'm confused is because I think the answer is just an obvious yes. I think every time a console has ever been succeeded, it's always cost more. I think because inflation, because you go along like 8-10 years later.
I'm not asking if it's,
and so
it's
money,
just it's just such a cheap upgrade.
A cheap upgrade.
Yeah,
oh, you think usually it's way more?
Yeah, usually I'm
well,
used
what was
to,
the difference between 360 and Xbox One?
I feel like it was like $200-$300.
It can have been.
Well, because like at the time that 360 was being sold for like a way cheaper price.
Oh,
they
at
haven't
the
lowered.
time? Or you mean on release?
Yes, I'm talking about on release. Sorry,
that's where I was like.
A lot of people are
tripping
saying
up
that the
on you.
Wii U and the Switch were close in price like that.
But
I'm not asking if it's. Of
I'm
course
not
it
sure
goes
if they
up in
know.
price.
But I'm not sure if they know what you're asking.
Yeah, maybe.
Because this whole time, the reason why I was confused is because I thought you meant on launch of the Xbox 360. Has there been a time that the launch of the next console was more? And like, yes, every single time it's more. But you mean like on the same day, like now the Switch is 300.
Today, I could buy an OLED for 350.
It's not something I've ever thought about, and I don't know the answer to your question.
Okay.
But the reason why we're in this position right now, I can tell you this one, is because Nintendo never drops the price on their console. So the Switch has been the same price since launch.
Yeah.
So it's never come down.
Okay.
That's why right now it's only 100 or 150 more, because they never dropped their price on the previous one. Whereas Xbox 360 will drop their price more and more as time comes along.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that's just a Nintendo thing.
But I don't know
drop
the prices of each console at launch. So
yeah,
I
I'm just seeing if it's just,
or
it
even
just
like
seems
I don't
a-
even I couldn't even tell you what a 360 was when an Xbox One came out. I just don't retain that kind of. That's like that's
Usually-
Rain Man type of memory, I think.
I'm sorry. I had too much faith in you, I guess.
Yeah, too much faith.
Everybody's saying we're sharing one brain cell.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
I'm
have
sorry.
one between us, yes.
One uniform brain. No,
I
we
would
have
argue-
two separate brain cells that just aren't clicking.
No, you know what it was to say? I was gonna say I confused you, you confused me. I think we're even.
Okay.
All right.
Let's talk about some positives.
Let's go
Kart.
down the positive alley. I did want to find there was this really funny tweet of Nintendo Switch 2 innovation, and it was a guy that tweeted 4 images. One was like a iToy. One was like an old 90s mouse.
Mm-hmm.
One was a picture of like Skype, and then one was something else, and it was like Nintendo innovation in 2025, which is true, and it is kind of funny to think about. Every single one really of the gimmicks of this new Nintendo. It's really only new for Nintendo and their hardware, but as far as like the rest of the world and the industry, these gimmicks are pretty old. I unfortunately cannot find that right now though, unless I liked it. I'm not sure if I'm in the wrong account. All right, let me bring up I don't know. What do you got? What do you want me to bring up in here?
I sent you some stuff about Mario Kart. I think people are already play testing. So we have some Mario Kart footage of the characters. We have some Mario Kart footage of gameplay. I saw somebody with a mouse playing playing Metroid, which is so cool. I'm so excited to play Metroid with a mouse. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that does sound awesome. I was saying that in my video where I was talking about the mouse and why the mouse is sick. It's because everybody in their little feeble brains were like, how am I going to play a mouse when I sit on a couch? And my whole point was like, you won't. When have you ever? Who's asking you to do that? What's your obsession with the couch? And now we know that this console is 4K 60 and can do 1080p 120 frames. So you could dock this thing at your computer setup and have your games running at 4K 60 on your computer monitor or whatever, and play Metroid with a mouse like you're at the computer.
Yeah, 100%.
And what was the Switch always about? It was about play anywhere, anytime, whatever. And I'd argue one of really the only places people would never play the Switch is probably just like sat at a desk. So this is just, maybe not, you gotta use a controller. I did it sometimes. But this is just giving you another way of play. Just, you have a mouse now. And maybe it will encourage more like first-person shooters, you know?
I would love that. I mean, I know you play Valorant. What about a Valorant on Switch 2?
No, I don't
Surely
want that. I don't want
Switch,
that.
on
Keep
Switch
Valorant
2.
away from Switch. We don't need that.
Where Switch users are too pure.
It's too
for
innocent.
Valorant. Yeah.
Can you show this Philly Beats You video?
I can. That's one thing I can definitely do.
But Nintendo has completely outsmarted them. Let me explain. With the
Now I know Philly, and I like Philly, but I hate TikToks like this.
Did you call him Philly D?
No, Philly beats you.
Okay. I was like, it is kind of very Philly D, actually.
It's not his fault. It's TikTok formula. It was, this thing is this way because it is. Let me explain.
And then that sound
Yeah.
effect, the little...
Onto the Switch 2, Nintendo is prioritizing actual Nintendo Switch 1 players before anyone. Here are the requirements.
So that is true, and also he's worded it in a way where it seems like this is how you have to pre-order the console, and it's not true.
Number 1, you need to be a Nintendo Switch Online member for a minimum of 12 months with an active membership on the day that the pre-order is purchased. Number 2, you must have opted in to share gameplay data and at least have 50 hours of total gameplay. Number 3, make sure you have opted in to receive promotional emails and messages from Nintendo. The first batch of emails go out on May.
So, yeah, this blew up. This absolutely blew up as like their way of, and good for him, by the way. Awesome. Anytime I see something like this, my first thought is, I should have done that. I should have made that TikTok.
I feel that.
No, good for him. So what he's talking about, and I had to look this up, is everything he said is true. On May 8th, if you have done all those things and you have an account, there is a set selection, I suppose, of pre-orders available to you where you can, I don't know how many, I don't know if it's limited, I don't know, maybe it's not limited. That would be sick, but you can pre-order. But that's on May 8th, a whole month after pre-orders go live. So on April 9th, I believe, pre-orders go live. So GameStop, Best Buy, wherever, go out, pre-order, see if you can get one the normal way. And then if you can, and if they all go because of scalpers, you can on May 8th try again, assuming you qualify and you have all the things that he said. And now I love that they did this. Like, why not? That's a great option that Nintendo are giving some of their loyal players. But don't worry or freak out. That's not the only way. And it's probably not the way a lot of us are going to pre-order the console, because I'm not going to wait till May 8th to find out if I can do this. I'm going to go day one to every GameStop, Best Buy, Target, Walmart that I can possibly go to and try and get one, assuming it's hard to get one. So,
will that even guarantee you getting it on release day?
This program?
Yes.
You would assume. I mean, I don't like doing like online ordering for consoles because sometimes they send them on time. Sometimes they even send them early. If you order something online like this, sometimes they show up the day before. But my fear is that they'll show up on the day at like 5 p.m. And I want it 1 minute past midnight. So I always try and go and get a physical in person so I can go store opening, pick it up. Or if, you know, there's a midnight launch, sometimes they do those at 9 p.m. now. I want to go to GameStop at midnight and I want to get it ASAP. But it's really cool that they're doing this, and it will hopefully solidify. And if it's hard to find, it'll help people actually get one. But to his point at the start of the video where he said Nintendo have done this to fight scalpers, I guess in a way, yes, because Nintendo fans that qualify will not have to worry about scalpers, but that will not help scalpers.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
this thing is going to get scalped. If it's hard to find, there's nothing you can do to help scalpers.
Yeah.
And even then, even if this was the only way, that's going to encourage the people that do qualify to be like, oh, no one else has one of these. I could sell this.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything you can ever do to combat scalpers. But as I said, I guess in the sense of like, as long as you qualify for this, there is a route for you to avoid having to pay a scalper.
So my hope is that with this program, when we were talking about it, I was thinking about this. With the Steam Deck, if you pre-ordered the Steam Deck, you would just get it when you get it, but you were guaranteed one as soon as they become available again. So this, this way, you would be able to combat scalpers in the sense that people who deserve one will eventually get one. There will never be like a shortage.
I mean, in that way. Yeah. I mean, this is for pre-orders, and it's pre-orders a month out. So I would assume these people will get it day one.
Okay.
I don't think this is as stock. Also, the reason why Steam did it that way is because that was a brand new thing. They've never made hardware before. They didn't know how many were going to sell. They didn't know how many to get ready. They had no analytics, no basis, no prep, no planning. There was nothing they could do to prepare for that. So they took pre-orders in, and then they had to start making the console like in waves. So when your time came, that's not Nintendo. Nintendo have all the marketing research in the world. They know how many players they have in their install base. They know how many consoles they need. Apparently the lead, I don't know what word to use. The report is that they have like 20 million units ready to go. So it should more than well and cover everybody trying to get one in the first year. This thing should not be in a situation where it's hard to find.
I hope not. I mean, I feel like that's the best way to combat scalpers is just to make sure
That's the best way. That's the only way.
I can get one.
Yeah.
That's all I care
If you
about.
can
If I'm a
walk
week
in-
late, 2 months late, as long as I get one, it's not like I
Yes.
walk up to GameStop and they're like, we haven't had any in 3 months, and they laugh in my face.
I agree.
That's how you combat scalpers. Is you guarantee the people who want, deserve one get one.
If you can walk into a store and pre-order it, or you can walk into a store and grab it off the shelf, then that's how you beat scalpers.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Okay, what else have we got? That really wasn't even that fun of a goof.
I sent you the gameplay that I was talking about.
So speaking of Philly Beats You, apparently he's actually with the Switch 2 today.
Oh,
The guy in the video we just watched.
That's you tomorrow?
That's me tomorrow. I don't even know how he did it today. He literally just texted me to send me the picture that he was there.
Okay.
And I was like, cool.
Do you let me know if you want me to come with you? I mean, I don't know. I can't obviously get in the building with you, but maybe I can supply you with some help in any way.
It's a 3-hour event. So
oh, okay. Well, I mean, maybe I can meet you at the end and grab something from you. We'll talk about it
yeah.
later.
Well, at the end, I'm dashing to my car and speeding home. So
to be with your pregnant wife as you should.
well, that and to start making the video. But yes.
Let's get some claps in the chat for a good dad.
I asked Kip and Liv to come take care of Kim and look after Kim while I'm gone.
That's nice of you. I mean, yeah, that must be tough to walk away, but I'm sure Kim understands.
It's terrifying.
I'm sure she wants to know too, to be honest.
It's terrifying. But she'll be okay. He's not due for a month.
Yeah, and also like we just saw her. She's in good spirits, guys, so that's great.
Can you show my screen?
I sure can. My one brain cell can do that.
Oh, is this like dubbed music?
Yes, for sure.
All right. Then I don't really need the music. All right, so every starting character and outfit in Mario Kart World. Wow, that's funny that their brain did that while they were there. That they were like, let's do this for content. Let's show every character.
I mean, people like me are curious.
No, I know.
Have we been able to play as a
Wiggler.
Goomba before? That's pretty cool.
You could play as a cow in this one, man.
Oh my god,
like
that
it's
one's
there.
awesome.
It is. The
that's so
cow
cool.
is incredible.
The cow is.
I honestly don't know who's not
awesome.
playing as the Moo Moo cow from Moo Moo Meadows. Oh, Donkey Kong looks cool. Oh, these are like outfits for them.
Yeah, it's weird that they're separate characters. You see that? It's not like you.
That
choose
is
the
weird.
outfit.
Yeah. Also, from what I could tell in the gameplay, you eat stuff to change outfits too.
Look at that distinguished gentleman ghost.
I know.
Boo.
I saw a tweet of that distinguished Boo, and people were like, "Not enough people are talking about this guy."
I think we saw the same.
Look at
tweet.
him.
He's so adorable. I
Oh,
love
you
him.
guys can barely see him. Can I zoom?
Yes, you can.
Look at the boy.
What a distinguished gentleman.
He's very sweet. King Brute. Aristocrat. God, I couldn't talk. All right, cut away. So I'm going to bring up the treehouse quickly because
be
I was watching it this morning and they showed a bunch of gameplay we can take a look at.
Yeah, and then apparently they were showing off the new Joy-Con features and stuff like that, which is like, I hope they actually use those because I feel like the Switch 1 didn't use all those cool... Remember when they showed off the Switch 1, they showed the Joy-Cons and they had that little ice? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's the HD Rumble.
Yeah, I feel like that wasn't utilized as much as I wanted it to be.
Well, now they have HD Rumble too, so I guess we'll see if they actually use that.
We're getting HD Rumble 2 before Grand Theft Auto 6.
Pretty much the only thing they ever used HD Rumble for at the end was to like play music through the Rumble in some games. Like in Mario Wonder, the Rumble would go off at a certain frequency to like play a Mario song.
Yeah.
All right, we have... Well, no, we don't. We could.
What do we have? Oh, screen share? We sure do.
So I was watching some of this today. I think it's 18 minutes long, so I actually think I was watching pretty much all of it while I was in the shower.
You have a waterproof phone?
Well, yeah, I mean, the iPhone is waterproof.
I don't know. I don't trust that. I don't put mine.
I mean,
in the
I
shower.
don't dunk it in the water. It gets a little wet, but it's fine.
You heard it here first. Wood showers.
There was some little fun things I saw in this while he was racing. Like, he was by and far winning at one point. So he did this really sick little rail grind across the finish line to show off. And I just like little moments. I think it's right here, actually. Wow. Crushed it. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to show off.
That was sick. That
Yeah,
was
I
cool,
know.
though.
I actually look forward to, like, little things like that. And then I'm glad that I watched all of this because now I can just skip to the good parts. Okay, so here's something sick, by the way. He's doing a traditional 4-course race. After the race ends, it doesn't just load you to the next course. You have to drive to it.
Oh, that's
Because
crazy.
all of the courses are in the world.
That's crazy. So, wait, would you have to do that in like an online? Is he playing single player? Would you have to do that in an online setting? Because I can see that being kind of
it's
frustrating.
just Mario Kart.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like in
Well,
an online
let me
setting,
explain
you
better.
couldn't
So
just drop in.
when
and
you
go.
drive to the next course, you're still racing. So the race,
okay. It's like a triathlon.
yeah, a
almost.
race ends, it resets you, but you're not at the next course yet. Race begins. So you race to the course, and then it just keeps going, and then you do the course.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. That's
At least
cool.
that's my understanding from what I was watching. So yeah, I think they've already either begun or they're still. I don't know where the course actually begins. They might still be trying to get there. Actually, it looks like if you look at the map up here, I know it's very hard to see, but it looks like this is the course here, maybe.
Oh yeah.
And then they're still trying to get there. But I kind of like that because one of my favorite course types in the last Mario Kart were just the straightaways.
Yeah.
Like the downhill avalanche one.
I was about to bring that.
Like
I was
some
about
of
to bring
those,
that one up.
I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
like not having to do loops
Yeah,
and just
same.
going on stretches.
Yeah, it's like different every time, and then you do the mirrored of that one,
Yeah.
and it's even different than then.
So I thought that was really cool. And then they showed off the last map, and it's so sick as they're going towards it. It's an ad, actually. So this is part of the game right here, where you level up on taxes with H&R Block.
That's my favorite.
Let me go there. That level looks sick.
Oh, whoa.
So they just drove to the level, and the level is Donkey Kong.
That's so cool.
And there's a robot Donkey Kong, and from the top of the level, he throws down barrels as you're driving.
that's so cool.
I know, it's really sick.
That's so awesome.
So I'm not going to show it purely because I believe spoilers are a thing, and I think this is pretty big spoilers.
Yeah, for sure.
They end it here in this video. They've clipped it. But in the actual thing, they kept going for a little bit, and they were showing the free roam, which is unfortunate. He was free roaming around the city and like eating hamburgers. Actually, he might have done that sooner. But he was like going up to NPCs and just, I don't know, just messing with the world that you can like free roam in. Yeah, it's really cool. Oh yeah, also there's no glider in this one. They were talking about how just little wings pop out. And I think that happens up here when he does this jump.
Yeah, are we getting rid of all the like gravity stuff? That seems kind of the
Yeah,
case,
it
right?
seems like it. So he's just got little wings now, and he glides with the wings. There's no glider, which I kind of like that more, actually. I guess there's no gravity because, and actually I will ruin a part of this map because it was really sick. There's wall bouncing now.
Oh yeah, like he did with the railing.
So you don't even need like, I think what they were doing is like, why do we have specific points where you can do that?
Yeah.
Why can't you just do that? And so here, wherever you want, you can just bing, bing, boom. How sick is that?
That's so cool.
That's
so
really
cool.
fun. And you're doing like tricks the whole time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, Blue Shell's back.
Can you imagine Blue Shell with 24 players?
That sounds so
It's a
awful.
Blue Shell every
Just-
2 seconds.
Just being 1 to 24 instantly.
All right. So that's Mario. You can cut away. Have we got anything else? Are we juicing? Because I did promise people an hour-long bonus, and we're almost at like 2 hours right now.
I mean, you know, I came a long way, so I'm in no rush to get back. So you
We can always do an hour bonus another time, and do just a regular bonus today.
whatever you want to do. If my one brain cell's pissing you off, you want me out of your hair. I'm
As
down
long
with you too.
as long as Patreon's okay with me putting a pin in the IOU, which they probably will be because Patreon's awesome. All right, let me pull up some things here that I shared in the
We've got
Discord.
some people asking about Donkey Kong. I would love to talk about Donkey Kong. It
Oh,
looks
talk
really
about it.
cool. It looks really
I don't
cool.
think we. Oh wait, no, they did.
Treehouse has some cool Donkey
I don't
want
want to see it.
Oh, you don't want spoilers?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I don't. That's for everybody else. I mean, we could watch the trailer again. Can we watch the trailer again or no?
We can peep the
Is
trailer
that too
again.
much?
Yeah. Let me. I'm just pulling up some of these articles that we've been sharing in our Discord because I don't want to miss anything here.
What do you think about his newish look?
Donkey Kong?
Yeah.
I think it's really good. And actually, I saw on Twitter today the original artist of the older Donkey Kong was commenting on how he likes it, and he was just being really positive. Because yeah, I mean, his character's been redrawn, which has got to sting a little bit, but he seemed to really like it, and he was appreciating everybody, showing the love to the previous design too. I saw an image someone had fan art drew the old Donkey Kong and the new one, and they were both like, "We look awesome" with like a handshake, and he retweeted that. So that was very sweet.
That's very sweet.
But yeah, no, I thought it looked really good.
It kind of looks like the old design anyway. Like
There's
old
something about
art.
it that's almost more 90s.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like it kind of almost looks more like the drawings. I feel like maybe there was some sort of graphical reason they couldn't do a 1-for-1 to the drawing.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. I want to show all of these quickly. These are just tweets that we've been sharing in our little work Discord. We have
We sure do.
We have this one. This is kind of a negative one, but you know, I do think we need to keep an eye on the whole Wii U situation and make sure we're not heading towards it again. Insanely overpriced. That's not true. Off the rip, that one is wrong.
Yeah, I think that's what all of us, including myself, are agreeing on, that the price is
wrong.
reasonable,
But
especially with inflation.
But from here, named very similar to the predecessor, dismissive reveal, I don't know what that means, isn't a complete
It says divisive,
reinvention.
by the way, not dismissive.
Divisive. Oh my God, I can't read. Adds a camera and a mic. No cool color options. 2 first-party games at launch. Welcome back the Wii U. This tweet is very mean-spirited, and I don't agree with half of it. But I will say, after all the backlash and everything, I'm getting a little worried.
Oh, no.
And also, my first thing with the box when I saw the box is that looks exactly like the OLED Switch box.
That's what I'm saying, and it's like you're gonna have a grandma who's buying this for their kids.
There's
and it's
still gonna be
like,
confusion.
I'll just get the $100 cheaper one. Why wouldn't I?
And also, like, I feel like adding the camera, and really focusing on like the camera add-on being the only thing that's really different here. It's like if you don't know what's going on, you are like the grandma or mom. You're like, oh, so it's a camera? I don't want my kids to have a camera. They can just have Switch 1. Or like, wait, is the Switch 2 just a camera add-on for the Switch 1?
It was much like the gamepad. Like even when I saw the reveal, I thought you could just buy the gamepad.
It's giving gamepad. It's giving like, what is the Switch 2? And why is there a camera?
I think
and is it Connect?
I think it's crazy that they haven't learned that. I think we shouldn't call it Switch 2 for that reason. So you could really differentiate, even if they look similar, like the Xbox One and the Xbox Series S or whatever. They look similar, but at least they have stronger names. Well, maybe Xbox isn't a good.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is obvious. I'm just trying to put my head into somebody that's half paying attention and wondering how it's coming across.
Yeah, and I mean you gotta remember that when you're working for Nintendo, a lot of the fan base are going to be kids. I mean, Nintendo is like predominantly like more of a younger fan base.
Here's a positive look at the price. So this says if you get the Switch 2,
I'm gonna screen share.
If you get the Switch 2, Mario Kart, a Pro Controller, new Joy-Cons, a carry case, and screen protector, it'll still be cheaper than buying the PlayStation 5 Pro.
Is that true?
Well, the PlayStation 5 Pro is $700. So if we do 500, 580, new Joy-Cons would be 670.
Yeah, but why would you get another Joy-Con if you're getting the Pro Controller? You already have...
He's just saying what you could get for the price. So you could get then, instead of that, if you wanted to say, you could get Mario Kart 2 extra $80 games, a carry case, and a screen protector. So Switch 2, 3 games, carry case, and screen protector. It will still be cheaper than the PlayStation 5 Pro.
I see. Okay, I think that my original confusion was I thought they were against the price, but it seems like
No, it's positive.
They're still
I said.
saying
yeah,
that,
it's positive.
Yeah.
And that's a good. I think that's a good way of looking at it. I mean, the Pro is obviously like the intense version of PlayStation 5 and $200 more. So I guess the equivalent without that would be you could probably get Switch 2 and 2 games for the price of a base PlayStation, and both can do 4K 60. And I can't really remember a time that the PlayStation 5 base model has been able to play an FPS at 120 frames, but maybe I'm wrong. So I think there's good comparisons here, while there's also bad ones. Next, you sent this and you were right. Cyberpunk will come on actually it says it will come on a physical game cart, 64 gigs. I don't know if that means the whole game is on it.
That's what everybody was saying in chat, that the whole game is confirmed.
Well, I think this, and here's the thing. If they're getting it from this, it's because this seems like it's saying but what if the game's 70 gigs?
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, what if there's one update?
What if there's one like patch they add in 5 gigs of content that just couldn't fit?
Yeah.
It doesn't actually, unless, I mean, I haven't obviously read it. There's words here. But unless
we don't reading?
Yeah,
we don't
reading,
do that here.
who does that? Unless it actually says the entire game is on the cart, which I don't believe it does. Yeah, it doesn't say those words. There is still a chance that it's not, but this is obviously still good. And I would hesitate a guess and say that there's probably a playable version of this game on the cart.
Yeah, I mean 64 gigs.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that big.
I would love
by itself.
I would love to do some experiments on like a second Switch 2. Don't connect it to the internet and see what games actually you can play without an internet connection. That'd be really interesting.
Yeah,
but this is good news. I don't want to sound negative. It's just I always go into these situations with like, for my own peace of mind, I always think to myself, it's probably not on there. Just because I don't want to get my hopes up. Like I feel like, yeah, but who knows? Maybe good. Maybe yeah. Maybe.
Do you think any of this might have to do with? I mean, do you think that this game cart thing will be a forever thing? Like they're saying this now because that's just the
What
standard?
do you mean the key card thing?
Yeah, that it's just we're never gonna go back to physical being on the disc. You think?
Well, we still have physical on disc. It's not every game.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it's not every game.
Yeah. No, I pulled up that sheet earlier, and only half of them, like Bravely Default, was a game cart, but Mario Kart wasn't. Stuff like that. Nintendo Switch app seems kind of base now. Check friends play status. Switch 1 and 2.
Somebody just said it's cross save Cyberpunk. There's no way.
Can you Google that? I don't believe that.
I will Google that.
Screenshots and videos viewable and shareable from the app. Game-specific features like Zelda Note, Splat 3, and yeah, this does not sound base to me. I didn't share this in our Discord. This sounds horrible. I don't want any of this. This app is trying to say that this tweet's trying to say the app sounds good. I don't need an app to tell me when my friends are live. I don't need an app to share my screenshots. I don't need an app for features in video games. I need the console and the video games to do that.
Yeah.
That might be a crazy take, but stop putting that on an app. Put it in the games. Put it on the console.
Please.
Oh, yeah, here's the listing. April 9th for the pre-orders. We've already talked about that.
Store right now, load up whatever ROM you want, and online multiplayer will actually work.
Oh,
You
this
can
must be an
now
old...
play Metroid Prime.
Oh, it's 2 days ago. It's a Delta. I sent you a Delta.
Oh,
thing.
it's not related to
no,
Switch?
no, it's not. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't be sorry. And then this is a mock-up of what a Switch... My brain's... I'm going to have to end soon. My brain's starting to die. A Metroid Prime 4 Beyond Switch theme would look like. Obviously, it's just fan art, but just to get you excited for possibilities. You can cut away. I know you're Googling.
They're right. They were right.
What?
They
That it's
were
cross-save?
right. I just sent it to you. They were right.
Oh, now I gotta,
They were right.
Now I got to pull something else up.
Who is that? Who said that?
Yeah, who said that?
Show
Because that's
your
crazy.
face. That is crazy.
Cyberpunk, you can show. Cyberpunk 2077 Nintendo Switch version is cross-progression compatible. I saw questions
That's
about
crazy.
cross-progression on Switch 2, and you can mix and match platforms to your liking. Yes, the Switch 2 version will be fully cross-progression compatible with versions from other platforms.
That's insane.
That's sick.
That's so sick.
That won a lot of favors from me from Cyberpunk.
Yeah, they're saving physical.
Actually, I want to talk about what I'm excited for with some of these things, and Cyberpunk I'm actually excited for. So I don't know if you know this, but on my channel like 3 years ago, I had one of my really not first big videos, but a big video for me at the time. I reviewed Cyberpunk, and it got like 2 million views pretty quickly. And it was a very extensive look at how much that game lied to us over the 10 or 13 years of time it was in development. And it really resonated with people, and I became known as the guy that reviewed Cyberpunk for a long time. So now, all these years later, there's been DLC patches and updates and things that apparently fixed the game, but I've never gone back. Now I get to go back on the Switch.
That would be cool.
That's kind of cool.
Callback.
I'm actually really excited for that. And also, I want to say that I don't think there's anything that can fix that game as far as like what I wanted it to be. I know they've added some things, but I am very curious and hopeful that it will be better than the first time I played it. And it will probably be more fun for me baseline because I can do it handheld. And for some reason, I do have more fun playing games handheld. So...
yeah, I mean, it's not just you. I feel like a lot of people wanted that game to be something so different. I remember when the trailer released, I was like, that's not going to be a thing. There's no way they can fulfill those promises.
No. Well, and here's the thing. Depending on what trailer you watched, and it's probably the main one, it was a fake trailer.
Yeah. A
And
lot
that
of
was
them
like,
are nowadays.
that was a big part of my video. And we found out later from some developers leaking it that they had a deadline to show that trailer, but they had no game yet. They couldn't figure out what the game was. So they just paid people like CGI to make a trailer, and then they had to try and make that game.
That's so crazy.
How insane is that?
That's crazy.
Okay, so that I'm excited for. Elden Ring, I've always wanted to do a second playthrough. I started the DLC and didn't get very far. So I'm excited. Does this have the DLC?
That's a great question. It must.
I assume that it does. I'm excited. I just want to start a new playthrough, and I just want to go all the way through the end of the DLC. Final Fantasy VII Remake, I love that that's on the console. I don't really have interest in replaying it again. I just finished Rebirth, so I'm not really going to check that out. But I'm excited to see what other like big third-party games get support. I want to see Monster Hunter Wilds. Even though I know it's like terribly optimized, I want to see Monster Hunter Wilds. Okay, before we end, we have a lot of super chats. So let me quickly hit all of those, and then we can get out of here because we've been live a very long time at this point.
Yeah, it's been fun though.
It's been really fun.
Time. Lots to talk about.
Can I tell you my highlight?
Our confusion?
Yeah, it was the Zelda moment. That was so funny. Anko with 5 in super chat. Hope you're feeling okay right now, Kim. Oh, I'll pass that on. But she was, and then she started to feel pretty sick apparently. Netweed with 2. Answer, no, I understand the price emotion, but no. Oh, for the title? That's good. And I will say, if you're still super excited, like, you know that you can afford this, you think it's in your price range, or you don't even care about the price, and you're just still excited, I'm telling you, and I want this to be very well known, I actually feel that way. This thing is in my price range, right? I have every Switch up here. I can afford one more. Like, just to be clear about where I stand, I'm very excited. This changes nothing for me. Also, the Wii U was such a failure. Like, a failure. And I loved that console. And Nintendo supported it with such great games. So no matter what happens, it's going to be great. But there's this whole other side where I'm passionate about the console in a way where I don't want it to get messed up. I don't want it to fail. I don't want all these third-party companies to come back and then get burned because no one buys it because it's too expensive. I don't want a Wii U situation for all of those reasons. And also, like, if it isn't successful or as successful as it possibly could be, it means we don't get other cool things later. We don't get other cool games, other cool third-party support, other like games that could have been made if there was a budget for it, you know? I want this thing to be so well received that everyone just wants to make some wacky game for it, you know? So
I answered your question on Discord about the DLC of Elden Ring. It is going to be included. the new
Oh,
DLC.
great.
But my
Perfect.
question
Fantastic.
is, isn't there a second DLC coming out, and will that come out
Yeah,
the same time as everything else?
there's a Warzone type DLC. So like a
like
a
a Battle
Fortnite,
Royale?
Battle
Oh,
Royale type
crazy.
DLC.
Interesting.
It's like a co-op PvE, I believe, Battle Royale.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like in a room or like on the
No, on the
map?
world. I mean, I
That's
don't
cool.
really know, but yeah, that's like the base understanding that I have. Roth Rockin' Gaming, I believe tariffs are a big cause for the prices. I'm not ruling it out. I don't think so right now, but I'm definitely not ruling it out. Like, what if Nintendo were just saying, we know it's coming, so we want to future-proof the price, and it's $450, so we don't have to raise it later. But again, I'd say the only counterpoint, the big one for me, is that we're not the only country, and everyone else is paying these prices too, even countries that aren't affected by tariffs, which is every country other than us right now. So, Pixels Y Robots on Amazon France Mario Kart is 58 euros. How much is, I don't know what that is in real money, in real people money. Let's get out of Monopoly here. Bread. I'm glad I live in the UK where retailers ignore the MSRP, instead seemingly completely over low prices. I would have to suffer those dumb costs. Bread, yeah, I'm not sure what you mean in what direction, but I remember in Australia, the MSRP did not mean anything. Sometimes games would come out and be cheaper than America, and then other times they'd come out and be like $120. It was very bizarre. DJ French Fry, I do love their attempt to stop scalpers, but what are they doing their pre-orders a month after? But why are they doing their pre-orders a month after retailers? I don't know. I honestly can't tell you what the strategy is there. I might need some time to think about that one. They are clearly spacing it out, though, and I'm not sure why. Maybe to see how much stock they have is my first guess. See how the first month of pre-orders go and see how many they can offer. I don't know. Mark Reed UK with 10. My plan is to see how Wood gets on daily driving one for a while before I commit to anything, as I probably won't qualify on playtime for pre-order. See, Mark? See? I love Philly Beats You, but that thing went viral, and it's kind of misinforming people. It's kind of giving the wrong idea. Yeah. Best of luck to both tomorrow and beyond. Matt Pierce with 5. I used an inflation calendar from the Bank of England. The prices all check out. Money is simply worth less. 80 works out to about 60. Yeah, so Matt, this was a big thing. People were saying, like, people gave up on the $70 too quickly. Like, when games went up to 70, people are saying, like, see, you guys gave into that too quickly. I think it was more that, like, we had $60 games for so long, like 15 years. It got to the point where inflation had changed so much in that time that we were getting a steal on games compared to how much they used to be. So when it went up to 70, a lot of people, we grumbled and it was begrudging, but we were like, all right, the cost to make a game has gone up by like 1,000 times, and what you're charging us has gone down technically with inflation like 100 times. So something had to give, like a dam had to break. So I think a lot of people were kind of like, all right, fine, 70, all right, blah, 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 blah. That's a separate thing. All of a sudden now, like 6 months later, being slapped with an 80 is not what we agreed on. It's not what everybody begrudgingly grumbled and were like, all right, we get it, blah, 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 blah. That needs some other explaining. Like, we can't be at an $80 price range already. Like, you can't just keep adding $10 when you feel like it,
Yeah, for sure.
Red Gravity, I'm waiting for the $100 Smash Bro announcement. Well, I mean, technically, if you add up all the DLC characters you bought, we might have already done that.
Yeah, I think that's why 70 didn't seem so crazy, because a lot of people are spending, the extra $10 because it was 60. Now it's, for 70, they're spending extra $10 on like DLC or the special bonuses or whatever.
Yeah.
In-game bonuses, I should say too.
The Scientician with 5. I hope Switch 2 Edition games will keep save files from the Switch 1 games getting the update. Yeah, I actually saw that with Breath of the Wild, for example, you keep your save and they're adding an extra save slot. So before you could only have one save, now you can have 2. So if you're picking it up, Breath of the Wild on Switch 2, and you want to start a new save, you don't have to wipe your old one, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Because people are going to want to like start the game again, but they're not going to want to get rid of their game that they completed.
Oh, of course not.
People don't realize 4K 60 for Nintendo is huge. I agree. Mobic, use me like a like button for Wood to stop bullying his editor and pay him well. Hashtag we are all his editor. Oh, is that because I kept asking chat to check things for me?
Are they standing up for me? Because then I'm going to side with them. Sorry, Wood. I'm just kidding.
Wait, do they mean you? I was not bullying you.
You've never bullied me. I'm totally joking.
God damn it. King D, I need more Mario sports. All right, that you're alone on that one from me.
Dang.
Mobic again. This is the same guy that I now hate. If we get Age of Empires 2 on Switch 2 with mouse controls, I'll be Microsoft's slave and call him daddy forever. All right.
I love how he's like pro worker 1 minute, and then next he's just I want to be a slave to
He can't
the
stick
corporate.
to his convictions. Netweed with 5.
Stay with us, brother.
Chat going crazy everywhere. Drop prices, comments, getting 20K upvotes. Meanwhile, in reality, my local store sold out of Switch 2 pre-orders. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people that are like... I had someone in my life, I won't out them. They were like, no way I can afford this. This is insane. And then I woke up this morning and they were like, I cave and I pre-ordered it. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And we're all gonna. So what are you gonna do?
Pre-orders are up for Switch 2?
In a lot of other countries, and
crazy.
a lot of the games have gone up for pre-order already. This guy I'm talking about was in Australia. Little Joe's was Nintendo is the Apple of the gaming. I would say Sony is, to be honest, but Nintendo have now shown their hand, and they feel very much the same way. Can we talk about the GC gamepad having 2 C buttons? No, because I didn't know. Wait, I've lost my spot here because I think more are coming in.
Yes.
Warframe can be played online for free on Switch and has voice chat built in, said Mr. Tara. So that answered that question. Mobic, again, the new ones red because they're spicy flavored. Okay, I like that one.
I sent you that meme. We didn't show it to Kim. I thought you'd get a kick out of it.
Oh, damn. I'm sorry. I must have forgot. LP with 5. Nintendo finally comes through on the hardware, but getting shade for software prices is the most Nintendo thing ever. Hope Mario Kart value is priced in. And then we have Poor DeJean say you can input the Konami code on that Game Boy toy. Oh, what, this? Really?
That's what, yeah, I saw that too.
Well, I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah, I want to see it.
And then Arnoflo Mendez says, I think the GameCube Virtual Console sold me. If I can only afford the console, I should be happy. That's all the super chats. So these have been on the desk the whole time because I bought them while we were looking for baby toys. And I was going to make an April Fool's video where I was like, I got it already. And I spent 10 minutes intensely reviewing these. And then I just ran out of time. And I always like back out of April Fool's videos because I just don't want to upset people. All right, on this one, you think? What is it? Up, up, down, down, left, right, left, right.
BA start.
I don't think it has batteries. Wait.
Oh, let's do it.
What? Up?
Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start.
I've messed it up already. Up, up, down, down, left, right,
BA
start.
If I'm
Where's start?
correct.
There's no start, though.
Try up, up, down. Just try BA without the start. Who was the chatter? We'll ask him again.
Okay. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA.
You did it.
Is that it?
You
Is
did
that
it.
Is that what we wanted?
He did it. I think that guy might have just been pulling our chain. It did the same thing.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, that's
All
pretty
right,
cool.
Cool. What about on this one?
I love how everybody's just watching a grown man play with a child's toy from behind. Like, they can't even see what you're looking at. Ooh.
It just
Secret
said secret
unlocked.
unlocked.
Yeah.
That's so
the
funny.
Konami code. Yeah, I was right. BA start. Okay, cool.
Whoever made these must have actually been a gamer.
For sure.
All right, we got to get out of here. You can cue the music in the Patreon.
Oh, yeah, let me
Thank
do
you
that.
so much, everybody, for watching. Hey, by the way, if you're watching the podcast right now and you're not usually here and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're 5,000 subscribers away from hitting 100,000. And out of all the wacky things I've done on the internet, I've never got a play button for something that wasn't beat 'em ups. I've never got recognition for something that's not beat 'em ups. And we have been grinding on this show for 3 years now, I want you to know. And for a lot of that, of the last year or so, I've been doing it more alone than before, but obviously not counting Max and Ham, who make this possible. Literally couldn't do it without you guys, by the way. Max edits our TikToks, and we're in the Discord sharing notes every week, and it helps to have someone, you know?
I'm here for you, buddy. I love the show.
And it helps to have you guys, and if you want Max to come back more, by the way, let him know, because it's a trek, and I want him to do it more often.
I think I blew it.
No, you didn't blow it.
Hate
You're
my
good.
one brain cell.
I want you to come with Ham.
I would. I
so
mean,
we
we
can do
live
both of us.
close together. I mean, close to each other.
So before you leave the episode today, or if you're watching this later, please hit subscribe, like the video too, and if you listen on iTunes or Spotify or any of those apps, can you rate us 5 stars? Did you do the Patreon score?
I did. We've already passed it.
And then if you're a Patreon, sorry about that. I had a cheese croissant earlier, and a half, and a quarter.
And a quarter, yeah.
Never mind. Thank you so much. The Patreons have been what's keeping this show going and keeping this show alive. And every week we do a bonus episode for Patreons that's exclusive to them. It's behind the Patreon paywall, but it's a whole episode just for them. And we're going to go do one right now, me and Max. But there's literally a 135. I think this is episode 135.
Yeah.
So there's 135 bonus. That's wrong because we missed last week for the first time. So I am going to have to do two.
That's what I'm
Two
saying.
separate ones.
Yeah. We got it. You're owed one.
You're owed one, and we're going to hit you with it. But there's 134 bonus episodes for you guys, all for the price of $5. And it really supports the show. Go back and watch 3 years of episodes that no one else can see. You know?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, the music. Let's get
Bye.
it again. Oh. Bye, everybody.
It was perfect timing, man.
I'm
The music
sorry,
ended.
I blew it. I'm muting us. Bye, guys.